Hello everybody and welcome back to Destiny Everlasting, a Legend of Zelda series. My name is Matthew and I'm here today with...
Erik, also known as Erik.
And
Joshua.
And today, last week we finished Breath of the Wild. No, it was 2 weeks ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah, at the time of this recording.
At the time of this recording, it was 2 weeks ago. We still have several months until the last episode, so it's just what it is.
Yeah, we're still trying to debate on when we're posting this around the playthrough.
We are recording this 2 weeks after the end of our playthrough.
When this goes up?
Yeah, when this goes up, might be at the end of the playthrough, or might be during the first 10 episodes.
Might be, I don't know. But since we just finished it, I thought I would sit down the two main co-hosts. So Erik and Matt. Josh will be here for both interviews. Just like he's always here.
Yeah, Josh is just here.
For all this stuff, it's just...
Josh is here as per usual.
Okay,
well,
Josh...
when it comes to Breath of the Wild,
yeah.
I don't have as much vested interest compared to other Zelda games.
I was about to ask, is it specifically Breath of the Wild, or are you just not Zelda at all?
I think it's just Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
I think Matt's the opposite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt more likes Breath of the Wild than any other Zelda game.
I love the original Breath of the Wild, and I love Twilight Princess, and besides, and Breath of the Wild. But besides those,
Did you mean the original Legend of Zelda?
I mean the NES.
Yeah, you said the original Breath of the Wild.
My head went.
I figured.
Yeah, the original NES Legend of Zelda. And I like Twilight Princess, and I like Breath of the Wild. Besides those, I've enjoyed other Zelda games, but I'm not heavily invested in any other ones. But those three specifically hold a special place.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild, obviously one of my favorites, but Phantom Hourglass is probably the one I hold dearest, because that's the first one I played. It's what got me into the franchise.
Fair enough.
I still hold that it's not as bad as everyone says it is.
It's trash, but...
It's not bad. You haven't played it with us.
I haven't played it at all.
No.
I've never seen gameplay.
I'd say the only kind of annoying thing is the
Temple of the Ocean King.
Yeah, but that's kind of an agreed upon point.
Yeah, you have to go back there 4 times, and you go farther in the dungeon each time.
That's not a terrible idea.
It's not. It's just the fact that it's... Actually, I think it's 5 times, right?
Yeah.
You have to go through it 5 times.
I think Ukulele does something like that in the sequel.
It's not awful. I get what they were going for with the sense of progression, but it's not my favorite.
Well, it's kind of like Metroid. There's a lot of backtracking, but you always are able to get further each time you backtrack.
Yeah, but...
For me, at least when it comes to Zelda games I'm more favorable towards, it would have to be Majora's Mask. Even though I haven't specifically played it myself, it was what introduced me to Zelda.
So of the Zelda games I've played, I think Majora's Mask is actually my least favorite. And I know people are gonna hate me, and for saying that. It's not that I thought the game itself was bad at all. It was just I felt no sense of progression because of the time loop. And I get that was what the point was supposed to be, but I just didn't.
I'm gonna have to disagree on
that one. Everything's recorded in your bomber's notebook.
And there's definitely a sense of I get there's no real lasting. It doesn't feel like there's lasting progression, but you get that sense of accomplishment with each new mask you acquire.
Yeah, I guess that was my thing. Well, you get the masks at the beginning of the dungeons too.
Well, all of the side masks you get from doing the side quests.
Side masks as well.
Yeah, which I did. I got all the masks.
Yeah.
But I just felt like one of the cool things about Zelda is that you kind of do see changes in the world as you play, and you don't get any of that in Majora's Mask.
Actually, you get the most of it in Majora's Mask because you can constantly see how certain events change certain things because you're reliving the same 3 days. So
and how not being there can
how whether or not you're there can change
always
the
undone.
whole outlook. It's always undone, but
I just I get why it's there, and
there's just no lasting changes. Is what you're looking at.
Yeah, so that's my thing. It's not that I think it's bad, and I understand why people enjoy it, and I'm not even disagreeing with you on the main points. Yeah. It's just to me that wasn't satisfying.
That's fair. No,
I don't think Majora's Mask was a bad game at all. It was just to me the least satisfying to play.
The one I have played and liked the least has to be Link's Awakening. I don't know. I just never got into it.
Really, I like Link's Awakening.
I'm sure it's a great game. If I
think it's probably my second favorite Zelda game, and I think that's because I've actually completed it. So
my favorite is Breath of the Wild. Close second is Minish Cap. I adore Minish Cap. It is such a great... It gets what Zelda is I think to near perfection.
I haven't played it, but I've seen it, and Minish Cap does look like a fun game.
I binged through it a week ago. I almost start to finish in a week.
You're all listing games I've never played.
Cool. Well, we'll play it on the channel eventually. We'll probably play it somewhat soon.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love it so much.
Yeah, no, I haven't played a lot of Zelda games, but I've seen like playthroughs for like practically every single one, other than Skyward Sword, because I can't be bothered to get through Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword's got I would say Skyward Sword has one of the best plots of the games.
Because it actually has a plot.
That, and it's the most important story of the game.
I don't know. I've never really clicked with the plot of Skyward Sword. I'm not saying it's bad.
I love the plot of Skyward Sword.
Personally, to me, I'm just
the mechanics is what kills me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe it's just because I really am not a fan of the Skyward Sword art style.
That is true.
That
I hate
I will give.
the
I don't
style.
like the faces.
Like, I don't know. Just seeing that style, I think, turns me off from that game. Like,
so you don't want to be a part of it when we eventually
it's probably my
play it for the first time, because we've never played it before. Absolutely not. There's definitely not a 7-part series that I had on the list because I got tired of looking at it. What? I would never do that.
There's some stuff that I'm gonna list too. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You shouldn't unlist those. It's fine.
It's fine. Anyways.
No, do it. I want to take the top. I want to have the longest video title, please.
Just because of that, no. Anyways. Anyway.
I'm in your mind.
He reverse psychology this.
Either way, I win. I either help Josh because he keeps a video that he wants up,
or you help yourself,
or I help myself. I win either way.
Yeah.
Gets to play the devil's advocate either way.
Yeah. Anyways, we won't mention what videos we're talking about, but you can guess.
I mean, they have a good hint when I said the longest video.
Yeah, they do.
I wasn't there for it. I've heard horror stories at that recording session.
Yeah, it wasn't great. That's probably why next April I'm gonna do something by myself and make it better.
You'll always be alone. I'm kidding.
No.
Yeah, just like the main character in that show.
Anyways, I'm gonna cry now.
Alright, shall we move into the actual interview?
Well, I didn't get to talk about my favorite Zeldas.
Do it.
Besides just what they are.
Yeah.
That's a hard question, though.
Actually, I finished talking about Minish Cap. Because I didn't get to finish
Oh, you didn't
it.
finish it? Yeah.
I think Minish Cap has the best reasoning to go around and, like, return to areas because of the,
Shrinking?
No, it's the merging, I can't remember what they're called. Like, you have that you get, like, the two pieces of, like, a circle, and yet you get, like, a bunch of different ones, and you can merge them together with different people.
It's been a long time. So
I can't remember what it's called, but it basically, throughout the game, you'll collect a bunch of these, like, tokens, like half a token, that has the shapes on the edges that'll match up with other people's. And when you do that, you actually unlock things in the game. So you can unlock new fairy fountains, new items. You can unlock certain enemies that'll like give you like 200 rupees when you kill them. Like, there's an actual reason to A, explore the world, and B, go back to places you've already been so you can get new stuff.
I got like lost somewhere.
Sorry.
I like heard like something about merging circles, and then I heard like monsters of 200 rupees. I didn't hear how the merging circles connected.
So basically, when you merge the circles together, it causes an event to happen in the game. So like you can get new chests to spawn, you can like unlock new areas.
And this happens throughout the whole
game.
Yeah.
And there's basically there's a reason to A, go talk to everyone, and B, go back to places you've already been, because hey, if you didn't have that token then, you can go back and merge it then, and you can go back and merge it now, and you can unlock something new.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think Minish Cap, despite not being made by Nintendo, I think it was made by Capcom, gets Zelda down to it. Yeah, it was one of the 3 Capcom Zelda games.
Yeah, it was one of
There was any Capcom
yeah,
Zelda game?
it's Minish Cap, 4 Swords, and 4 Swords Adventures.
I didn't know Capcom
Three
had
are
any.
All
they're
Capcom.
made.
Yep.
Wow.
And I would say Minish Cap is probably, when I think of like old school Zelda, Minish Cap is the game that I think gets that down correctly.
Well, that's what I was gonna say was something interesting about my favorites. Because if you notice what my favorites are, it's
Breath of the Wild, Original, and Twilight Princess.
yeah, it's all 3 styles of Zelda.
Yeah, you're right.
Like those 3 like are my favorites. It's very hard to choose. Breath of the Wild feels so radically different.
And
I almost don't even want to count it as like my favorite Zelda
I think
game.
when it comes to my favorites to play, it would have to be Link's Awakening and A Link Between Worlds. Worlds, so
Link Between Worlds is also on there. I was gonna say the reason you and I don't like Twilight Princess is because I think neither of us have ever gotten through it. I think that's the reason we don't like it.
Well, I've been
I have nothing against. I have no opinion on Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess, I enjoyed it until Zant's Castle, and that's where I got so like.
Really, you didn't like Zant's Castle?
It frustrated me.
You got that far and you didn't.
I'm not. That was back when I was not great at games, so it took me like several days to get the 2 orbs with the hands that are chasing you. Like that took me forever, and then after that I fell off. It was like one of those like platform puzzles.
Oh, you fell off one of the platform
I fell
puzzles,
off,
huh?
and it took me back so far. I'm like, yeah, I give up. I'm not playing this. I'm done, and I haven't gone back since.
Fair enough.
It also took me forever to figure out the beginning of the game. I don't know why, but
there's a long tutorial. It does have a very long
it's not that.
tutorial.
It was the wood. It was the forest temple. There is something that I didn't understand. I think it was the monkeys. Like I didn't actually recognize the monkeys were supposed to help you get across. It never outright states that. So I just figured I was locked, couldn't figure out what to do, and never looked it up. So my dad and I just gave up playing. We never. That's why.
No, I will say Twilight Princess does have probably the most areas where you can just get stuck.
Yeah, I wasn't even stuck. It's just it never told you could use the monkeys to get across. So I figured, I don't know what to do now. I've explored every room. I just never thought to try going across with the monkeys.
That was my thing. What I was about to say, like, because I do actually agree that the forest dungeon is very hard for a first dungeon.
Yeah.
Because you can just get lost and feel like I don't know where I can go.
It's particularly unforgiving, especially if you're trying to play it without looking it up.
And then I was also gonna say, when you become a wolf in Lanayru, that section can be brutal. Because I remember you how at one point I was forced to jump down the bridge and have to get back up, and I remember struggling, probably for several days, trying to figure out where am I supposed to go to get back to Castle.
Also, the midna jumps were very annoying.
Yeah, so it definitely had parts where if you didn't know, and I was like, I went through every room and I was like, I don't know how to get back up to Castletown.
I still haven't played the Wii U version. I'm guessing that fixes a lot of the issues. I'm hoping it does.
Really, a lot of the issues were not issues that could be easily fixed without changing the game.
Yeah.
It does have improvements. I would like the Poe hunt is a lot easier now with the lantern. But it's actually not too easy because all it does is it glows if there's a Poe in the area. But that's anywhere in that loading zone.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, you still have to hunt for it, but now you know there's one missing here.
Wind Waker HD, just while we're on the topic of Wii U HD remasters, Wind Waker HD, also fantastic game.
Didn't play that one.
I would recommend it. It's really good. I think it was the first Zelda game I beat on my own. Because I played Phantom Hourglass with my dad. He was the one that beat it because, young kid, not good at video games. Yeah. Wind Waker was the first one I beat on my own, and it's a good game. It's not one of my favorites, but it's better. It's a good game. I'm not gonna say there are many worse Zelda games.
Yeah. I only got into Zelda when I already had gaming prowess, so I don't have any childhood memories.
Yeah, Phantom Hourglass was the first DS game I ever had, and it was the first Zelda game I ever played.
Yeah, I'm really weird. My gaming, actual gaming stuff, and not just licensed franchise games, didn't come in until Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
That was also it was Platinum and Phantom Hourglass were the first 2 games I can remember playing besides Star Cloud. And that's why they're the only 2 Nintendo franchises I actually give a care about.
Well, that's one of the things interesting too about me, where I'm for me, I've been playing games for about as long as I remember. My family actually jokes that I was born holding a controller.
Yeah,
I was 2 years old, and I played with my grandfather, and he had several hundred PS2 games. So I, from a very early age, had a very wide net, I guess you could say, for gaming. I was never one type of game as a kid. As I've grown up, I'm definitely much more into JRPGs.
Yeah.
But I still enjoy a lot of different variety. I definitely have more of a focus now, but I love rhythm games. Racing games are great. I think I don't mind platformers. So I've never gone great on one. I guess I'm kind of like the jack of all trades, master of none kind
Yeah,
of.
but still better than master. But Jack of all trades, master none is still better than a master of one. Is how the full quote goes.
Well,
Also, I do like that is a bastard.
Oh.
That the popularized version of that is a bastardization of the original quote.
yeah, the original one I believe was jack of all trades, master of one.
No, it's Jack of all trades, master of none is still better than master of one. Is how the full quote goes. They just cut off that last part.
Well, I heard that was master of one.
The master of one is the ending. It's still the
Yeah,
Jack
I'm
of all
like, I
trades,
don't
master
think
of
Jack
none.
of all trades, master of one makes sense.
No, Jack of all trades, master of none is still better than a master of one. That's how the original quote goes, but they cut it off and completely changed the meaning of it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd say that's kind of probably where I'm at with like I'm not really good at anything. In fact, I'm pretty mediocre at most of it. But I enjoy a lot of it.
I would say puzzles are my strong suit. I think that's why I like Zelda so much. Is it's a very puzzle-focused game.
And you just like strength puzzles in Pokemon?
Strength puzzles are stupid because they're so easy to soft lock and you have to leave and reset. That's my issue with them. I don't think they're bad. I think it's the fact that
They're
Soft
very
lock.
easy to soft lock.
they're very easy to soft lock is my issue with them.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair enough.
Like, especially, like, Minish Cap has a couple of them, like push sliding block puzzles. Like, I have issues with those. Like, they're easier, but I do have issues with them, and I don't like them.
I
But
believe the Nier series also has a couple. Maybe you know what I'm talking about?
The what?
Nier.
Oh, Nier? I don't know much
I
about
can only get tried Nier Automata. Is it good?
Oh yeah, it's really good.
What type of style is it?
Hack and slash?
It's like action RPG.
Yeah, it's made by Platinum Games,
I don't know.
but they do like Devil May Cry and like
Alright.
Bayonetta. But it's less of a focus on the combos. It's just kind of that fighting style,
Alright,
but more in an open world setting.
alright, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that's about an accurate way to explain it.
Yeah, it's not about the combos, but you have that kind of combo heavy capability.
Alright. Well, we've been going on for 16 minutes and have barely mentioned Breath of the Wild and a Breath of the Wild interview, so we should probably.
It's fine. We can.
Yeah, this is Zelda interview.
I think this is that was my transition, by the way. I was
a
trying.
horrible transition.
It was a horrible transition, but I was getting there. 'Cause you
But the
didn't-
NES Zelda is the best Zelda. Fight me.
I would say the only reason it could ever get that title is because it's the first installment of the series. Other than that, it's not that.
I love it. I actually
It's like
really
saying your favorite Fire Emblem is the first one.
No, I actually do
I
think.
can see the benefits to it, but I don't like it that much.
Oh, I love it.
It's-
I had the whole thing memorized. I could
Yeah.
like I knew all the secrets. I
think
knew
that's
all
why
the
you
bomb
like it
walls.
so much. I didn't, and that's why I didn't like it.
Yeah, well, I did that just by playing it, like figuring it out. But like I as I got older, I looked at more guys to find
I'm
more of
also
it.
not good. I wasn't good at games last time I tried it, so that's probably why I don't like it that much.
Yeah, no, it can kick your butt. The Dokkanite's not so really hard. But I actually really do love it because like, and I think it's why I also like Breath of the Wild a lot, was because to me it wasn't necessarily about the combat; it's the exploration.
It's the exploration, yeah.
I could do any dungeon, any order. I can.
I find that interesting that I don't like the original Zelda, but I love Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
They're very similar to each other.
Yeah.
I think it's the difficulty level. Breath of the Wild's not that hard. It's hard when you start it, but
Yeah.
give it an hour or two and you're pretty set for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
But original Zelda, even after an hour or two, you're still probably.
Yeah,
gonna
even
figure
once
out
you get the
something
magic
to it.
sword, you.
It's just the fact that it's an NES game and those are mostly notoriously hard.
But no, I love it. I think
Yeah.
it's has the most exploration. I think it still has a lot of the heart of the series,
Yeah.
more than like Link to the Past. Like Link to the Past, I think feels more like Ocarina of Time than it does the original Zelda.
But the issue with that is after A Link to the Past changed Zelda forever. I think,
Yeah.
and and
That's where I think it established its identity.
Yeah.
Basically.
I think that's the reason. The reason it feels like Ocarina of Time is because it set the status quo,
Yeah.
and it's been pretty similar ever since.
Yeah, but I really loved the exploration of the original game.
I do, yeah.
I had the whole map memorized.
Yeah, and also like you say the NES, but it's like the fair type of hard, not like some other NES games which are
Yeah,
just
no, it is.
hard for the sake of being hard.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
But we can get to Breath of the Wild. I just wanted to like put my sense in the NES game. I love it. I have it memorized. It's just really fun to explore and run around that world.
Like from what I've played, the NES game, like.
Alright, so what
isn't
I'm
that-
hearing is Eric's playing the NES one. Because I don't have much interest in playing it.
Sure. I don't know how much of it I have memorized now. I still have probably a good amount of
I mean,
memories.
we could always
That
just
means I
rememorize
actually
it before we restart.
That means I actually have to find an NES. Actually, you know what? I can find.
Well, if I'm playing it, then I would have to find it.
Well,
I thought we
it's
were
on the
doing-
Switch Online.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's on Switch Online.
Alright, that's fair. That works. That makes it easy. I was gonna say I know there's a GBA port. I'll just probably find that.
No, I can just do it on Switch Online.
All right, Switch Online. All right, but we probably won't use my capture card, so we'll probably just wait till next summer to play it.
Maybe.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't take long. It's probably only like.
Oh, we could probably do it over the winter if you come back for it and have time.
That's gonna be the bigger thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
We can figure it out.
And like I figured it'd only be like maybe like a video or two. It's a fairly short game.
No,
isn't it?
it's not.
Uh,
I don't think.
It.
I would say maybe 8. 8 would be my lowest.
Yeah, I'd probably
because
do a
I'm-
dungeon and
a dungeon episode. I think 8's the lowest I would go. Because those
Okay.
dungeons take a little bit.
They don't take too long, but
Yeah, I'm like I don't feel like they take too.
Yeah, I would.
Well-
It's one of those games I wouldn't want to rush.
yeah, I would
We
want to
rushed this game.
Yeah,
we
I would
rushed
want to
Breath of the Wild.
rush the NES game. I'd want to actually explore a little bit outside of the dungeons as well,
Speaking
because
of rushing,
you need
this
to
game,
get the hard pieces to get the swords.
Well, I mean, we only rushed this game just because A, we wanted to get it done before Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, but B, it's a 5-year game.
I wanted to take the reason I finally relented is because I didn't get to start it the way I wanted to, and there was no salvaging it by the time it was my turn to play, and I said, you know what?
I mean, you could have
Let's fight
salvaged
this
this
guy.
after me.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't.
After me?
After you set the status quo, there was no going back.
How did I set the status
You
quo?
Matt said it. You continued it. At that point, there was nothing I could do. There were 2 episodes going off the same status quo. I couldn't. At that point, it would have just been too much of a tonal shift. I tried.
Wait, what is the status quo that I set? Apparently?
Crazy. It's just that you're not playing it right. I mean, not saying that you're not playing it right, but you're just crazy.
Well,
We aren't playing it how
Normally.
they potentially intended it.
Yeah, we didn't play it the way I wanted to, and it was really the first episode that
Well, it's because you wanted him to speedrun through the Great Plateau.
that was my mistake.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that. That was not the issue I had. The issue I had with is that you guys just wouldn't shut up during the freaking cutscenes, and I wanted to actually focus on the story for this playthrough. You
That's
guys
fair.
wouldn't shut up. That was my issue. You just wouldn't stop talking.
that's
Well, we
probably
got better throughout.
You
the
did,
playthrough, I
but
think.
once we missed that first cutscene,
it's all downhill from there.
and then you had your episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
I
like,
said-
the opening hours of Breath of the Wild are just so boring.
I don't ca- Yeah, but then it was the fact that we missed that first cutscene. You played your episode, and then the first episode I got to play. The third episode was so low energy and quiet.
Compared to-
I was like, balls to the walls.
yeah.
By
No,
the 5th episode, we
so-
had. Do we talk about what actually happened behind the scenes?
About
I'm
what?
fine with it, but it's your
About
call.
the training montage?
I was gonna ask if we
Oh.
talk about the train
Oh,
montage.
I mean, at this point in the post playthrough experience, I think.
All right, if we do explain all of the training montages,
We're gonna
this
be
has
here
to
a
go
while.
up at the end. This
Yeah.
cannot go up until after the last episode.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But we can come back to the train montages
We can
after. But no, let's just because here's my philosophy. Because I want.
I will explain the rules of the. I can't explain the rules of the Pantsless Run. That one I'm fine explaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's probably.
You did explain it.
To you, I didn't explain it to them. They do not know the rules of
I
it.
thought it was on camera.
Nope.
Really? I thought it was on camera too.
I'm pretty sure we never explained it. No, I'm pretty sure we yelled at you, and then we finally explained it to you after we stopped recording.
Maybe. But we can just move on to that. So I knew you wanted to focus on the story, but my philosophy was when I was playing it was literally that first time was I'm gonna play it how I play it, and that's not running to the main story objective because
Yeah, no,
that's
that's
not the fun of Breath of the Wild. The fun of Breath of the Wild is there's a wall,
Yeah.
pick a direction and go.
I just wanted to get the Divine Beast markers on the map so we could then after I would have let you have fair game as soon as we were done going to Kakariko and talking to input and we had the main quest on our map. That's when it would have been fair game.
Okay. Yeah, because I was just when I got off the Breath of the plateau, I think I mentioned it. I just picked a direct. I had a shield and a horse.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot easier to get to.
Also,
the tower.
rewatching that footage, we told you that you would have a horse if you went to the place we went to. We could have had a horse already. I thought the amiibo wasn't unlocked until you went to Hateno. It's just a thing in the settings.
Yeah.
There was a lot of, actually, rewatching that footage, there was a lot of information that I stated with such confidence, and you listened to me, that was all factually incorrect.
Wow.
But then I played it off like it was your idea in the first place.
I can't believe you.
Like, I didn't intentionally do it, but looking back, yeah, that's on. So like, I told you, Hateno had the horse. No, we could have probably already had that.
Oh yeah, no, I knew you could get a horse as soon as you got to the plateau.
Also, you did pass the climbing gear.
That I did do.
In the shrine, it was the puzzle.
But you guys were giving me so much crap at that point that I was just trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
I would have gone for it if
no.
you guys weren't giving me
crap. It was
crap.
the puzzle shrine you actually completed.
Yeah, I know. You guys were giving me so much crap while I was doing that. And I was like, I'm just getting out of here.
Yeah, that's fair. We didn't know it was in that chest.
Yeah.
I thought it was on one of the topper ones.
I didn't know it was that I didn't know it was that chest either, but I would have gone for that chest no matter what.
Yeah.
If you weren't giving me the crap to just get out.
That chest is kind of annoying to get to, though. I will give you credit. Because you have to like
I could
lock the thing down. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
You guys were giving me so much crap though.
I do apologize. It was funny though.
Yeah, it was for the bit.
And
it was all for the fun.
I mean, you've seen the edited video.
Yeah, the other video turned out great.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's up yet.
Probably not. Actually, I don't know. Depending on when this goes up, I have one of my friends is editing 4 videos for every time Erik played. We're making
There's that much content.
Well, you played 4 times, so it's gonna be 4 videos. We were gonna make a joke about a continuous death counter, but there were only 2 episodes you died in.
Well,
It was the first episode and the one you challenged. Those were the only 2 episodes you died in. You had a 50-50. You had like a 50-50 death to survival ratio in your episodes.
Wow.
You only played 4, and you died in 2 of them.
Yeah, he was pretty close to dying though in some of those other episodes.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the high health,
that was the reason you didn't die.
Because like in the Terror Town one, when I was getting wood, I was purposefully blowing myself up half the time.
No, I was more referenced to the fact that you nearly killed yourself with lightning because you refused to take the metal stuff off your body in a thunderstorm, and you were trying to run into a building before it struck. You almost got hit.
Yeah, I did. But good content.
Alex is editing the Sonic drowning music over that scene.
I need to see these.
It's good.
Oh
I think he sent me what he has so far, so I'll take a look at that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really was just like, that first episode, I was like, I'm gonna just do like what I would do. I'm gonna pick a direction and have fun. And you guys were challenging me.
Mm-hmm.
Not challenging you. You took it as a challenge.
I took it as
You did.
I took it personally. But I got it done.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, my thing is like gaming in general. Like I said, I'm not great at any one type of game. I'm not gonna be a speedrunner. I'm not gonna be competitive.
No.
But man, if I'm not stubborn, I will hit my head against the wall until I
we're well
get
aware.
through it.
Yeah. I still find that.
Still don't think that's a great way to go out.
I still find it hilarious. In the Akala episode, when we had to do all those things, Matt and I knew instinctually what that shrine is, except I went in that shrine and left it immediately last time I played, and Matt hadn't played the game in 3 years, and we both knew what that shrine was. Like, I don't know why we both knew what it was, but we did.
The Major Justice Shrine.
It was a Major Justice Shrine. I don't know why we both knew that.
Did I beat that one? No.
Actually, you may have. I don't remember.
I don't know. Maybe just because it haunted you.
It wasn't that bad of a one. It was like a middle. I would almost call it like
I think I did do it.
Intermediate test. Those exist. I forgot those exist. Yeah. Intermediate test of strength. They do exist. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but no. And then like I came back after a training montage, and then it was just like, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
This is.
I still think.
I didn't know
that
Hexon
was
Crazy.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Also, because I hyped it up so much, and it was just what it was, and that also kind of helped.
Oh yeah, no. So I knew of how it was.
We did it.
Well,
let's not talk.
Yeah, I knew of the method.
Yeah,
but I didn't know that that's what you did. And I was like, did you mod this? Like, I was expecting something crazy.
We could talk about it, and then I could just bleep it out if I'm not if we, depending on when we want to upload this.
Nah, that's fine.
All right, we'll just talk about it later.
I knew of the method, but I didn't think that they would have done it.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a lot of training montages we did. some less. I don't. Did we even mention like? Did we ever bring notice to? I think there was one that like you would have seen it, but I don't think we ever actually made notice of it.
Made notice of what?
It was the money.
Oh
Yeah.
I don't think we ever outright stated it. It's just one episode we had,
like 100,
two maybe 1,000 rupees. The next one we had
About
200,000.
Just breaking the economy.
Yeah.
Just slightly.
Man, those gas prices though.
We had to make sure Zelda had money when
I do
she
think
escaped.
we did mention that we were breaking the economy.
We did. I think that was one of the jokes.
I think it was inflation. The gas prices went up.
Speaking of recurring jokes, great filter, great segue. What was your
into a fire arrow?
Ethan, what was your favorite joke? Please don't say recurring. Please don't say it was regular or into a fire arrow. It wasn't that funny.
It was pretty. It didn't start out that funny, but it was the fact that we kept using it as a non sequitur that was hilarious.
It was fun. It was not funny. All right, it's a little funny. Please stop. It's no longer funny.
Yeah.
And then it went back to being really funny.
Only to you.
Only to you. I think we were all pretty tired out by the third time.
Matt was the one that kept it going more than me, though.
I think one of my favorite recurring jokes. It was only for one recording session. It was the fact that we refused to tell you what we actually did. We just kept saying, "Oh, it's a training montage," and you kept getting more and more frustrated.
Yeah,
with it.
that pissed me off.
That was actually hilarious.
Actually, I think my favorite one-off joke is what we named the horse.
That's pretty funny.
That was good. Actually, I think that might be my favorite. So I'm so upset you guys didn't do this, but you guys told me after the fact that you thought about after the God one, by the next session naming it, what was it, Satan?
Something like that.
The devil. It was like the devil did hear you cry or something. I was like
something like that. No, I think we just knew God was gonna get a reaction from you, and we wanted to do that.
Well, you were gonna do devil after you got the reaction from God,
and then we just never bothered catching another horse. We still never caught Ganondorf's horse.
No big deal.
That'll probably be in a wrap-up episode.
By the way, I picked up my copy of Breath of the Wild after all of this and started replaying it, and I noticed I had a horse named Jesus. I had made that joke.
Nice. That is pretty funny.
And I forgot that I did. I didn't realize I had put 80 hours on the Switch version.
Oh yeah.
I had no clue. I thought I played more on the Wii U, but I guess not. I don't remember playing that much time.
The game is so easy to just dump hours into.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember putting 80 hours in. I don't even remember putting 40 hours in on the Switch version.
Fair enough.
But still haven't beaten it on the Switch either.
I don't know. I can actually now say I did.
Yeah, I beat it on Wii U. I never beat it on Switch.
I beat it on the Wii U, and I never beat it on the Switch before, and this is the first time.
Oh, well.
Because the farthest playthrough I got through the one-hit challenge, and it was starting the rest of Champions Ballot, and I was doing that before I beat game. So this is the first time I've beaten it on the Switch.
Well.
It is a lot more underwhelming than I remember it being.
Yeah, the final battle, it looks very cinematic, and I think that's what they were going for.
The reason I remember it being so much more difficult when I did it is because I didn't know that you were supposed to perfect deflect and flurry rush Ganon in that fight. Because like whenever because like in the second phase he has his shield up the whole time. I found if you just hit him with bombs, it would drop the shield for a second. You could hit him. I didn't know that, so I actually had to work for that fight the first time I did it, and then I learned about perfect flurry rushing and shield bashing, and I'm like, oh well, this game's easy.
Yeah, which I was pretty good at that by the time I played it on the Wii U.
I didn't. I was never good at it.
I actually I did a terrible show of parrying in the playthrough, but I went home and tried it, and first try I got 3 reflects in a row, or perfect parries in a row against the Guardian.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't perform apparently, but I can do it, and I still have that skill, but I couldn't put it on the stream for whatever reason.
That's fine. Recording always takes like 30 to 40% of our skill out of all of us.
It really does.
There's a reason whenever Matt wants to start a session or a recording with a Bindwam, he does it. He makes me wait till he's already in the air and doing it to hit record, because he knows if I hit record beforehand, he won't be able to do it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, he always makes me wait for him to hit the wind bomb before I can press record.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was always preemptive.
Yeah, you know. Also, actually, another one of my favorite jokes. I don't know why it's my favorite joke. It was one of those ones we did it once because we were super tired and then it just became hilarious and stuff. Was Bindwamming and it was Womdiggling.
Yeah.
Because you gotta swap the letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why that was so funny to me, but that was one of those jokes that it was just a simple joke that.
This wasn't a joke, but there was that one recording session where I had just come out from
the heat stroke.
Yeah, so I had just gotten a new job, working a warehouse type place.
Yeah.
There was no AC or anything, and it was 100 degrees outside, and I'm in this giant metal tin can, so it was probably more than 100 degrees inside.
Probably.
And I came immediately after one of those, my third day on that job, and I had a headache and was really kind of out of it, and I think you could tell in the recording.
Yeah.
And you mentioned I had heat stroke, and I was like, I probably do, and then I got home and I slept for over 12 hours and was just crap the next day. I was like, I actually had heat stroke.
For reference, the episode he's referring to is the Terrytown episode titled "Build a Better Future." I'm gonna flame you for your original title because it's still pretty bad. It was you originally wanted me to title that episode "Lovers in Heat Stroke" or "Lovers in Heat." No, I don't think you fully understand what the implication.
No, I 100% do. That's why
come on.
Joke.
I'm not putting ABO stuff on my Destiny Everlasting series. I don't. Lovers in Heat. It almost sounds like it's referencing ABO.
No.
Wait, what's ABO?
No, I'm exposing you to this because I don't want to suffer in silence. So ABO is the shortening for Alpha Beta Omega.
Oh no!
That is where I am when I heard.
I was literally making
I get what you were going for, but I can see immediately how you can misconstrue Lovers in Heat from hey, the guy playing has heat stroke to something completely different.
Well, it was an innuendo. But
I get it.
I don't know what Alpha Beta Omega is.
I do not want to even touch the Omega verse.
I don't know what this is at all. Off camera, you explain
off
this.
Camera, I'll explain it because I don't. The more I talk about it, the more afraid I'm going to drag them over, and I want them to stay away.
Yeah, don't look this up.
Yes.
Honestly,
me, I have the sad fortune of knowing about
trust
this.
me,
I don't know what this is at all. I was literally just making a Ratchet and Clank level sexual innuendo.
No, but
No.
The last piece
That was
will
what I
talk
was
about,
going for.
So Josh, this is fun for you. So Omegaverse started obviously with fanfiction. It started with supernatural fanfiction. Also probably makes sense. Except it wasn't fanfiction about the characters. It was a real life fanfiction about the actors, not the characters. That's where Omegaverse started.
You know,
in a fanfic about the actors of Supernatural. It makes so much sense, but why?
Yeah, I'm that does not surprise me in the slightest. But
No.
yeah,
People.
No, I know why.
I know.
The fan base is.
I see people do that with Marvel, Chris Hemsworth and Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, it's weird. But moving back to Wild,
Get off that topic as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need an explanation when we're done.
Yeah, I will explain.
I have a video.
I was gonna be somewhat nice and just verbally explain it. I'm still gonna be mean and expose him to it, but I mean, if you want to show him it, go for it.
I don't know what I'm getting.
You are gonna regret ever asking. I'm gonna just tell you that right now.
It's not that bad of a video. It's a book review thing, but.
Yeah. Alright.
Moving
Let
on.
me go back to my question prompts.
Okay, moving on.
Alright. So, what would you say is the most memorable part of the playthrough? What would you?
Most
Getting
memorable.
beat up.
Well, that's the most recurring. That's the most memorable for me. But
Yeah, the physicality.
all right.
Not appreciated.
Besides that, what would you say is the when you think of this playthrough? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Just how ungodly it was.
Oh yeah, no, that's valid.
I don't think this playthrough is what the creators were intending at all.
This playthrough wasn't what I was intending.
It was what no one was.
I think it was what you intended and what
No,
Matt intended.
I was not intending all the training montages. I was intending just exploring the world.
Yeah,
The amount
honestly,
of
I
weird.
think really Matt set up how this playthrough was going to
I would actually be okay, give it a year or two and do it again on the channel, but take it a little more seriously. So no training montages, just play the game. No binge bombing. Just play.
Well, because that was my thing was like every time I played, you guys would give me like points I have to hit.
Well, yeah, that's because.
And I know we're on like
it's just what they're trying to.
That was one of those things where it's like there's a list of things I want to get done.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing. We had very limited time.
We had limited time. I knew, and the reason I gave you that episode specifically was because it was the least focused episode, and I had a feeling there was like no real central theme to it.
What, the Terrytown?
No, Terrytown had a theme. No, it was the Akala episode where the one you were referring to, where I gave you 5 points on the map, and I told you to play all of these things, and then you're.
I thought that was also Terrytown.
No, that was a separate one.
Was it?
Yeah, you had a Terrytown episode, and then the Akala region in itself. The reason I gave you that episode is because we had already done one of those episodes. We've done actually a couple of those episodes, and they were never that interesting.
Yeah.
That's why I gave it to you, because I knew you would be able to make it interesting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing is, like, you gave me the 5 points, and then it was just like, you guys said I have an hour. I have like 20 minutes. Let's go.
10, if that. I think you had 15. You used 5 of it for your hot spring episode, and the last 10 were you used 10 for the hot spring, and the last 5 were climbing a tower, and then that.
No, I think I climbed 2 towers.
You did.
He did. You climbed one.
There's one where it's like literally like counting down the seconds.
Yeah.
I got to the top like.
We had 5 outros that episode.
You
did it. I did it. Matt did it. Josh did it. Now it was actually 6 because You did it. Then I cut you off because I didn't want to let you have the last word. Then
I think
Matt
I got the last
did
word
it.
anyways.
Josh did it. You did it. I did it once more. You said bye, and then I said bye, and then hit stop recording as I said the word bye, just so I would have the last.
I think I still got it.
No, because I said bye as I hit stop.
You did steal the last word.
Dang it.
I made sure I won that one.
We were all just trying to make sure you did.
Yeah, there was 5 outros in the span of like a minute, if that.
Yeah.
I think that was a pretty fun ending.
It was chaotic.
I think it was probably one of our better endings, if anything.
I think the one lesson I would take from this playthrough, anytime Eric's playing in the future, I need an hour or 2 afterwards just to recoup and bring my energy back up. Because that episode 3, I would say, is our weakest episode by far, and it's because we tried recording immediately after you left. And
it was a mistake. It was a mistake.
That was
I'm draining.
It was that episode was also the reason I said, "Fuck it." Training montage it.
Well, also my thought too was like with the Matt episode, like there was no real attention to what Matt was doing. It was just like us talking while Matt was playing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, cool. So I get to just kind of play.
And then we just talked about it the whole.
Yeah, the entire time you guys were like paying attention and so invested. I'm like,
because it was so bad.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Because Matt was so good, you could just tune it out. But you were so bad, I could focus on nothing else.
Well, I would have been a lot better if I wasn't being heckled the entire time.
But that's what made it funny. That edited episode's gonna be.
Yeah.
I think that.
I do blame some of my playing to you guys heckling me constantly.
Probably. But in your defense, we should have just said no. There were so many times where it was like, okay, how many? It's like you said you got to the tower and you said, all right, next time I die, I'll pass the controller.
How many benefits of the doubt should have we?
And then I forgot you said that. So I just said, well, I forgot we had come to an agreement. You got to the tower and then died. You got like a foot from the tower and then you died. And you're like, one more. And I said, all right, this is your last one. You're like, all right. And then I just forgot to take the controller away after that death, and I just kept letting you play, and I forgot I was supposed to take it away.
Yeah.
I don't think I said take it away. I think it's just like I would go to the objective.
I find it funny that we have to like limit Eric's controller play like he's some kid.
Remember how he took the controller away and then gave it back, and you're like, wow, he actually gave it back, and I followed up with, yeah, because the episode ends in 2 minutes, and you're giving it back when it's done. I'll let you hit A until we're done with this dialogue.
Yeah, I love how like you guys treat me like a 5-year-old. It's like I know how to play the game.
If you had skill, we wouldn't.
Like I said, I'm not a speedrunner. I'm never gonna.
I know, but
like
in your defense, I don't know if I could have done much better. I probably would have just given up faster.
That probably is what would happen.
I think that was the issue. Is you were too fucking stubborn.
Yeah, no, I will hit my head against the wall.
That's your fatal flaw, Eric. You're just too stubborn.
Yeah, if I set my mind to something, I'm gonna do it. It's
also the fact that you kept saying we're challenging you, we're just telling you to stop.
I took that personally.
That's not my fault.
That's all on you.
I'm not responsible for your reactions.
Yeah.
All right.
Just remember, sticks and stones will break your bones. Words will never hurt you.
Well, I'm sure a different match here could also break you, but I mean.
I think he can break you with words too.
Yeah, I'm saying you guys are the sticks and stones.
And match the words that'll break you. All right. Moving down the
Not
list.
even words.
What-
You could just
What
physically
would you
break you.
say is your favorite part, or like favorite? Yeah, what's your favorite part of the playthrough?
Didn't we just talk about
No,
this?
it's most memorable. There's a difference between memorable and
Sure.
favorite.
That first episode was kind of
It was,
crap.
I mean, it was crap. It was so drastically different from everything else in the playthrough that
I mean, it was just because we were trying to establish style, you know?
it's also the fact that the Great Plateau.
Well, that's on my
Is-
first episode.
Oh, your episode was amazing. No, the Great Plateau itself is
So-
a fantastic tutorial for the first time you play it.
Yeah.
Then it's boring as hell for the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think I should mention this. For as much crap as they've been giving me, I'm pretty sure my episode is still like the best performing. It was definitely the best performing like when it came out.
Why don't you just put that finger somewhere in there?
I'll put it. I'm kidding.
No, I'm kidding as well.
Coming back.
Alright.
No,
Doing fisticuffs?
no, but I mean like seriously like with the first episode like you're right,
You're right.
was kind of boring. But then like my episode had like so much chaotic energy that
It
like
is the best performing because it's also the one I advertise the most because it is probably one of the highlights of like. I think your episodes will always be the most best performing, but because they have the most energy in them.
yeah, like I brought an energy to the game.
You did.
Because like I wasn't about the waypoint like
I think-
getting something done. I was
Yeah.
about let's have fun in this game because this game's meant to have fun.
Yeah, and I liked that. The issue is that
I mean,
we were on a time
The
limit.
thing is
Yeah.
also that you also have to balance just playing around with also actual
Yeah,
progress
like
as
a lot of the
well.
times Matt and I are playing on our own. We're trying to get through like Divine Beast.
Yeah,
or
you have very
Historic
specific
Quest.
waypoints and you're trying to get like
Yeah,
stuff
like
done.
any stuff that didn't need like that, that was just in a specific area. It doesn't like we don't need to move around. It's like I'll give it to Eric. There's no real point in it. Like
Yeah,
Eric
for
can
me
make
it's
it
like
interesting.
yeah, it's like me. It's like I want to just run around and explore. And like it's been a long time since I played the game.
Yeah.
I forgot a lot that's in there.
It's very different because like Matt and I, when we're playing, just him and I, usually one of us is reading out of the book. We're talking about like different developer stuff about the book.
And you have and like you're very focused in what
We're
you,
focused, but like less on the game. We're more focused on just talking.
yeah.
Your episodes are always more focused on the game because it's funny watching what you're doing in the game.
Because that's the thing, I'm playing the game to have fun. Part of it is I am playing, not I won't say poorly, but I am
Yeah.
messing around.
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't say every time, but 99% of the time when I've blown myself up, it was because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Like, and I would have done that whether I was on stream or not. Like,
Yeah.
I was just having fun, goofing around with the physics. And
Yeah, I mean, even though we need to figure out how we're gonna get the rest of that Twig playthrough up, Eric's always said if they give me the stupid option,
Yeah.
I'm going to take the stupid option.
Yeah, if the game
That
gives me a
is
stupid
Eric in a nutshell.
Yeah, if the game gives me a stupid option, I'm going to do
Yeah.
it the stupid way. If the game only gives me some smart options, I will hit my head against the wall until I figure out the smart option.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna have fun and just do what I want in a game.
Yeah.
I guess favorite moment would probably be those like last few minutes of me trying to chase down the towers.
That was pretty good.
Because I got one tower and then I was like,
Us trying to shut you down while you kept going.
yeah. Because I was like, you said I have an hour. I still have time left, and I was like, well, you don't have time to get to that tower.
All right.
And I was like, watch me.
I do wanna
That was
check
the
that.
one time that
footage.
actually your bet actually paid off.
Yeah.
I do wish, because like, I want to check the footage and also just like wish I could rewind time to that day because I want to see if I ever actually specifically stated you get 1 hour. I think I just said it's your episode and then you can fuck around for a bit afterwards. And then you went to the hot 3 and I'm like, all right, now I'm no longer interested in letting you mess around. Because like I can't remember if I ever specifically stated I give you 1
I
hour
feel like you did,
or
maybe
you
not.
just.
No, you say that you have an hour
All right,
before recording.
then I will. Give
Yeah, I
you,
think it was before.
all right, then you get credit.
Yeah.
I did say you get an hour.
So last thing is like it was like I literally had like I got one tower.
Yeah.
I had I think like 5
I
minutes
think
left.
I don't still know how you did it because like I could see, like, the only conceivable way of you getting there in time would have had to be bin bombing, and you don't know how to do that.
I did. I teleported to the closest shrine and just booked it.
Yeah, like, but it was the Gerudo Tower you got last.
Yeah.
How did you get there in 5 minutes? Because it's a hell of a walk, then you have to climb up a cliff face and then climb up the tower itself while going over the Lake of Tar. Like, I don't know how you did that in time. That's the one I want to check the footage on, because I want to see the skill, because that actually probably was pretty skillful.
And I was being cackled the whole time.
You probably were.
Oh, he was.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember a lot of your episodes. They kind of just go by in a blur.
They really do. It's like Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what Matt and I are when you're playing. I think it's a fun, like, I mean, in the future, one of the other takeaways is that we're gonna tone down the attempts on your life.
Yeah, the murder.
Look, as long as you don't talk about Age of Calamity, we won't try to murder you.
It's canon, though. Dude, wait, I didn't send it to you. HMK actually made a video talking about...
I don't know who HMK is, I don't care.
I saw that video, it's only unless it's proven canon in Breath of the Wild 2, basically.
My other argument to Josh, like, Josh's I'm more okay with. It's a retelling from a certain point of view. My issue with, it's a retelling up until halfway through the first mission when the egg comes back. After that, it can't be a retelling.
Well, I think, like, the egg doesn't really play big into effect until we reach end of chapter 3-ish.
Yeah. It more reads like a fanfic of the pre... Like, I would genuinely be surprised if there was not a similar story on the internet before this game came out. Because it reads like a fanfic. Hey, this special...
I could see that.
This special guardian travels back through time and alters the event.
To be fair, what are warrior... Like,
if not fanfic...
Spin-off warrior games storylines.
If not a fanfic version. I mean...
Because Three Hopes is kind of that way too, where, like, Three Hopes could not exist in Three Houses. The inciting incident is completely rewritten.
Well, I'm like, that one just is an entirely separate timeline.
Yeah,
you know,
there's no question. It's not ambiguous. This Age of Calamity, with the time travel and the fact that Zelda is no stranger to time travel, makes it ambiguous.
Age of Calamity reads like one of my favorite Zelda fics, Honey Nut, where a post-calamity, or a year or two after Link defeats the Calamity, 100 years later, he is sent back in time and is able to prevent it from happening in the first place.
So, like the ending of Ocarina of Time.
Differently, because there are two actual Link. Adult Link arrives and Child Link is still there, and they both exist in the same time and they're interacting with each other.
No, interesting.
It reads kind of similar to that. Like, when I think of that, that's what I think of.
So I know we're not talking about Warriors at all, but...
I do want to play Age of Calamity with you guys.
Well, I was going to say, the original Hyrule Warriors...
And that one too.
I went back to it just a little bit. I just did a few adventure maps. I didn't even do the story.
Yeah.
But,
adventure maps are, I think, the funnest part.
I played through up to the first battle with Sia, like, the first 3 missions. It's a good game. I was going to say,
I think it's my favorite Warriors game.
I would say Calamity's better only because even now, that is the battle format I have memorized for Warriors game, and when I'm trying to play originals, I can't do the same combos and it keeps messing me up.
I think I still prefer the original.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite Warriors Warrior.
I think the first one has... I don't know.
My favorite Warriors game has to be One Piece Pirate Warriors 3, but that's just...
One Piece nerd.
Yeah,
it's actually...
I'm kidding.
But I mean I think that's actually probably one of the better ones.
Well, because I'm just trying to think about gameplay. What I liked about the original Hyrule Warriors that none of the other ones have done is that you actually have to weaken the forts before you can get to the commander. It's like, why is none of them brought that back?
Does that too.
No.
Are you sure?
Not in the same way. I'm trying to remember.
Well, Fire Emblem very much.
It does. It has the same thing. You have to fight. You have to take out a bunch of enemies.
Yeah, but there is a way to cheat it because basically there's always going to be that one the boss enemy there that practically does the entire thing in Age of Calamity. There is, yeah.
Alright, then I'm thinking of the first map, because that's the one I remember the most, because that's the one I used to farm. That one...
And Fire Emblem, it makes more sense that it is just the general thing.
The boss doesn't spawn until you kill enough enemies, even in Age of Calamity.
Yeah, but Age of Calamity,
I don't know.
It had so much Breath of the Wild elements.
I don't care. I'm just interested in the mechanics of the game.
Yeah, I'm talking about mechanics.
The story's what I'm focusing on.
Yeah, I'm talking about mechanically.
I can't decide.
I think me and Eric, like when
It felt like the most traditional Warriors.
Yeah.
I also don't care about Warriors games, so I don't have a basis
Yeah.
for what they should
That's
be.
what it is. Like,
I play a lot of Warriors games, so
I don't play nearly as much as him, but I do enjoy the Warriors.
Me calling
style.
you the nerd, even though I'm the one hosting the Zelda podcast.
Yeah.
I don't have a foot to stand on.
Yeah, I don't play like a whole lot of Warriors games, but like not nearly to his extent. But I played a few of them, and I think mechanically speaking, purely mechanically, Hyrule Warriors, the original, is my favorite.
Yeah, I think.
Alright, what would you say is the better story, Age of Calamity or the original?
Well, the original was purely fan service for fan service sake, so
Yeah,
I'd say it's a Calamity.
I would say, honestly, I can't really decide. I think they both have fantastic stories. It's just what you're looking. If you like Breath of the Wild, you're probably gonna like Age of Calamity more. If you don't like Breath of the Wild, you'll probably like the original Hyrule Warriors more.
I don't know. I like, even though I have definitely more of a preference towards Hyrule Warriors and just its collective like canon, I do think that probably
Age of Calamity tells a better.
Yeah, I think so too.
It does.
Like,
I think
I like what Hyrule Warriors does. Its Lana Sia plot is amazing.
Yeah.
But I think Age of Calamity is still better.
Yeah, you're right.
At least story wise.
Well, because like once you get like to the midpoint, the Sia plot kind of drops and it's just Ganondorf.
Well,
And Ganondorf is interesting. Like he's a fun character to play as mechanically.
Oh
but
yeah, no, like
the story kind of goes
honestly,
down.
I actually prefer his Trident gameplay over his Greatsword's gameplay.
I don't know if I tried his Trident because I think that wasn't added until.
Yeah, that was Legends.
Yeah, so I never played
first.
Trident.
You have to. Oh, I could let you try it out.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I think it's like Age of Calamity. I still remember my original reaction to seeing the. I mean, it's the game's been out. I can talk about the big like where the plot completely changes.
Yeah.
When you're whichever Divine Beast mission you choose first, when you get there and the newer champions travel through time to save the old champions. Like that, I still remember that blowing my mind. I don't remember how I was like, oh, this is really cool, but there's no scene that really stands up to my mind. It's like this blows my mind. Like I never thought this was gonna happen.
I don't know. I think the Ganondorf revival scene in the original game is pretty up there.
It has also been so long since I've seen that I don't really remember. Like I forgot that the reason that you go to all those timelines is because Ganondorf's soul was split. Like I forgot that was the thing.
Yeah.
I knew that, but I forget how his resurrection works.
Well, let's play it for the channel.
Well, we want to do a race. I don't know if we'll have to figure out.
I'm gonna actually do the story.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, we could do the race as a separate thing because I think that would probably more focus on adventure maps, anyways.
Oh, really? I was thinking racing to the end of the story.
Also, I don't know how. Also, that one we're gonna have to figure out how that works because there's probably no way you're both gonna end a map at the same time. How are you gonna cut an episode? How are you gonna cut off an episode?
Oh no, they're like character points is basically where I'd race to.
Well, even if you're trying to race through the whole story, there's no.
No.
Yeah.
It'd be through adventure maps.
Well, I was thinking like bingo, but like.
Oh, you want to do? I thought you were like actually racing.
Well, yeah, I want.
The story
Well,
itself.
I've seen like I've seen other people do like bingo races. And I want to do something similar to that, but with the story.
That's not.
But you are right that it is hard to do
It's hard
just a pure story
You,
race.
the only way to really do that like fairly is to do it in one very long episode.
Yeah, like
which
just
wouldn't
also,
work.
Just also Hyrule Warriors like story doesn't lend itself well to like
Race.
Yeah. No, that's why I said the adventure maps are better.
That might be the case.
But even then, how do you guarantee when an episode ends, someone's not in the middle of an episode?
The maps are like only like 10 minutes long.
Still, even then,
like even then, you could you basically put down the controller and let the other.
Yeah,
person
but that's not. It just feels like it feels like a catch-up mechanic at that point.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I would
finishing one map.
If you're
like
both fine with
minutes.
it, that's cool. I just don't know if I'd become. I don't know if I would.
Yeah,
want to
we would have to think about the logistics of it.
Also, it'd probably have to be next summer unless you get a better capture card because you'll probably need to use mine.
Yeah, I might need to get a better capture card.
Yeah.
Because I have mine as well.
Because Josh and I had the same one.
Oh.
You'll probably want to use mine for that, but you'll need to find a time when you're here and I'm here and I'm not trying to record something with it.
Yeah.
You might just want to keep your
Well,
own.
I mean, we just said it's like time aside, and you could just be a commentator.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I do actually want to play through the story of both.
Oh yeah, no.
Age of Calamity and the original.
Obviously, that's like why I would like if we were going to do a race thing, I'd only focus it on adventure maps.
I would rather do Age of Calamity first, just because Breath of the Wild is still fresh in my mind.
Yeah, that's fair. I have not played Hyrule Warriors besides like a few adventure maps since the Wii U.
Yeah.
So I
picked it
don't
on Switch and I played through the first 3 levels.
I picked it up for the race, and then I got
Yeah.
like the race just kind of never happened. So I was like, I don't want to play for the story.
Yeah,
'cause I'm still blind, and I want to
Yeah.
like be blind again.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
So I did a few adventure maps.
Yeah.
Just
The
to get
Wind
the
Waker
feel.
stuff will be entirely blind to you too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
also the only thing I can remember from the
Well, the Wind Waker and the new side stories. That they
yeah
added
the
as
term
well.
yeah I didn't start I was gonna
Why
start
the DLC
Linkles
on
and then I
Wii
was
U?
like yeah
So-
no I'm lazy.
Well, no, the Linkle side story.
Yeah,
that.
I almost started it and then I'm like I was like there's something and I didn't. The only thing I remember from the Majora's Mask adventure map is that it seems really stupid because of the like time limit thing.
Oh wait, the time limit in Majora's Mask is dumb. What?
Oopsies.
It's actually not all that bad if you are the proper butler for it.
Alright. No,
It's also, I think, a lot easier in Legends and Definitive Edition than it is in the original.
yeah.
Because let's just say they implemented a mechanic where they allow for multiple characters, and if you just have, for say, you put the character that they recommend first, and then just a second higher level character, per se, like Link, you could just...
Yeah, Link. So Link's everyone's highest level character, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's the
Oh,
easiest.
in every.
Actually, I think my highest character in Definitive Edition right now is Lana.
Boring. I'm kidding.
Well, I think in Warriors
Well, no,
games.
that's just because I actually really like Lana.
No, I would be the
So-
boring one because it's
Yeah.
just Link's the easiest character by far.
Well, I
Link
think
is my second highest, though.
Yeah.
So.
I think in Warriors games, I typically
Link
stay mostly as the main character.
Yeah, he's also
'Cause-
the most versatile.
I'm pretty
No, but
pump, like pumpkin spice latte basic.
You
when it comes to
are
games?
you are a basic white bitch.
Yeah. No, but like when it comes to games, like if there's like a default ops, like in like Fire Emblem Awakening, I would say like I had Chrom marry Sumia because like that's technically the canon option, and I was like yeah, like
it's so boring though.
All right,
But that's my thing.
We've talked about High Warriors for a little bit. Josh, I'm gonna let you make your final comment that you got interrupted a bunch.
Oh no, that was about it.
yeah.
Alright.
I was just gonna say like when it comes to Warriors games, I almost always plays the main character mostly, so the main character for whatever Warriors games.
Also, I love how I was so concerned about hitting our time limit because we're at an hour.
Yeah.
We're good at rambling.
Yeah, we are. All right. So, what would you change about the playthrough if you could go back and change something besides us constantly beating you up?
I was gonna say more violence.
All right.
No, what's the funny bit? They're like, we're gonna solve this violence the only way we know how.
With
With
more
more
violence.
All right. If you could go back in time and change
the
something,
violence between you two just gets kind of a bit.
it is a little much.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but it gets a little erotic.
I still think. Actually, no. Actually, I would like to change my answer about the favorite joke. It was that episode you jokingly put your arm around me. I don't think you were expecting me to just go full into it.
Oh, I was into it. I was like,
No, I genuinely thought it was like, oh, this is gonna be funny, and then I was like, fuck it, I got a pillow now, and then I just kind of stayed there until you finally kicked me off.
I just kicked you after my arm was getting numb. I didn't even mind.
You two.
What?
I'm trying to ruin you two.
No, because so like, I'm doing it right now. Even like, I just have my arm on the back of the couch.
I do that too.
Yeah, and so like Matt was just sitting there, and my arm was.
Oh, I thought you were trying. I thought you were doing that as a joke. I don't
No,
know.
No,
so-
he just that's his way of.
Oh,
sitting.
then I misread that. I
Yeah.
thought you were trying to do
Well,
a bit, and then I just kind of leaned in and let the bit happen.
Well, it didn't start out during the bit, but then I
But
noticed we
it
were
ended
kind of
up as
close.
a bit.
Yeah, we were kind of close already, and I think like one of us made a comment about it, so I scooched in a little bit
And
closer,
then I leaned in.
and then you leaned in after I
that
scooched in
was a
closer.
real. Actually, I do appreciate that. That was a funny one.
Yeah,
That one was pretty good.
that was good. No one else could see that, but it was a fun.
No. Back to the
Okay.
question. If you could change something, or if you could change something, what would you change?
I would have cuddled more.
Fuck yeah. Alright, I'm down with that. Next time we do it, next time we do a playthrough.
More cuddling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
No.
More homie.
I know that we were really in a time crunch because
Yeah, I
we
think
only had for some while we were all here for summer
we
in person.
If we started this earlier, I think.
I mean, if we're gonna be honest, we did it in 27. It still took 27 hours.
Yeah.
No, actually 29.
But that's not counting all the behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's 29 hours of recorded content.
Yeah.
It's ignoring probably an extra 20 hours of behind the scenes work that
And
I
also
yeah,
a bunch of predictions and
yeah.
just discussion.
Other stuff as well.
Yeah, and other games. Like, we recorded... Alright, so it's 29 hours of Breath of the Wild, 7 hours of Pokemon Unbound. It was 41 episodes... the final number came out to 41 episodes. So it's... 20... So it's 41 episodes... So it's actually 43 hours of content recorded. give or take, like not every episode was exactly an hour.
Yeah.
Not every episode was exactly, and those 2 episodes that were over 2 hours long.
Yeah.
So, yeah, give or take, it's still 43 hours of content.
Yeah, no.
That's a lot of content, and that's ignoring all of the podcast stuff we did on
Yeah.
the side.
Yeah.
And so that's my thing was like, I understood we were like in a heavy time crunch to get through the game.
Yeah,
That said, my one thing I would change is just
having more time.
more time to
Yeah, I
breathe
do
and
think, like,
explore
if we
the game.
started actually at the beginning of summer for us, I think.
I do think that once we're all done with school, I think it'll be a lot easier to make better content. We'll have a little more time.
Yeah.
I'll probably be not working a weekend job at that point.
I'm hoping to have a life.
You'll never have a life. You may have a life. You still won't have a
That is
social
true.
life.
That is true.
Yeah.
Just because
And
you
if
have
the
a life.
tomcat can get married.
All right. Even if you have a life, doesn't mean you're gonna have a life. Come on.
Yeah.
You'll still have time.
And it's not like you won't have time for friends.
Also-
And even if you only have an hour, hey, that's still an hour a week. That's still a video a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And usually we try to record 2-3 videos a day. It's still 3 hours of content. But hey, that's 3 videos a week.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. That was somewhat of a joke. I do want to get married, but I don't know if that's going to be by the time I get out of college or not. I'm not making that guarantee at all.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, no, I mean, there'll probably still be time by the time we get out as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. If we.
I know there's several more years ahead of me,
Yeah.
so
If.
How many more years for you?
I don't want to keep track.
I don't
Just-
think any
yeah.
of us want to keep track. So.
I only have like about 2.
All right.
I think I have 2 or 3.
Depending on how it goes, I should 1, maybe 1.5, and I'm done.
I think I'm the longest. So like 2 if I do everything like perfectly,
Well, I'm
but if I
also
miss a class, it's like
going-
gonna be 3.
I'm only getting an associate's right now, and but most of the classes a lot of classes were already done.
Yeah.
In high school and in college, the college I did before I went down.
Yeah. Me, I just have basically like
All the prereqs, or not all the basic stuff.
Yeah, I've got all my gen ed stuff.
That's
done.
the word I was looking for. I just couldn't remember gen ed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have like, I think like just.
No, I just picked a major, so I think I have all my gen eds done.
Nice.
But
Yeah,
I think I've at least 2 years of major work if I get all my classes and like fill my schedule to like 15 credits.
Mm.
It's probably gonna be like 3 years.
Yeah, I think another thing I would change is having less bullet list episodes.
Yeah. That's my point. It's like
That's
more
another
time to just be because like
Yeah, but we do need to at least.
It's
make
definitely a
progress.
more time thing, but I think even if we had more time, I would still be afraid to be too rigid with the episodes and not wanting to branch out.
No,
and
yeah,
try
I'm
things.
not saying that we need to be super rigid because
Yeah.
like we're not trying to be like a let's play.
No.
We're trying to be a podcast let's play. But
Yeah.
Well-
But even Let's Plays are a lot more loose than we were.
Yeah.
Like, I was very. I can recognize I was kind of strict with. I want this,
Yeah.
this done, and as soon as I'm done, we're cutting the episode.
I don't know. There are, or at least the ones that I watch most often tend to be a lot more strict.
The one I have issue with is that like. I don't get how people can do 15-minute episodes of Breath of the Wild. Like, you can't do anything in 15
Yeah.
minutes.
I mean, unless you're editing it down.
yeah.
A lot, but even the ones I see, usually I don't think they're that edited. Like, you can't do 15, like, they're Let's Plays, so usually it's just straight footage. You can't do 15 minutes.
The let's plays I watch are pretty heavily edited.
Oh, I don't know. I just,
Well, I'm trying to think.
or they're like 80-part 15-minute episodes.
Like
how
I wa-
do you do that?
Like I literally just because I needed background noise while I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I binged through this channel that I watched, Sugar Conroy, who did a 211 episode of
Breath of the Wild?
no
Oh.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Let's Play,
No, I was, because like Breath of the Wild,
and he
I
like
do they edit their stuff? I can't remember.
They do edit. It depends. Some episodes are more edited than others.
Alright, I just can never remember them
and
being
just
edited.
like for Sugar Conroy, like a lot of his Let's Plays are very heavily focused.
Also,
condensed
I don't know. I don't
episodes.
remember how much Breath of the Wild was edited.
Yeah, it feels like you can't really, like, we could never do 15-minute episodes. There's just,
No.
it doesn't work like that for us.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like
Also, we
we're
don't
a podcast style. Yeah. We don't edit.
Yeah, but I just, even if we weren't podcast style, I don't see our content being very good for 15 minutes, because, like,
We're not
we don't do enough.
short style content is just not our thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, look at this video.
And we're still, like, and I've skipped, like, 2 or 3 questions, and we're still not even halfway through.
Oh gosh.
Alright, so if we had to completely play through this playthrough again, like say when my computer got wiped, I lost that footage and we had to restart the playthrough, what would you keep the same?
Keep the same. Ooh,
Okay,
that's hard.
I still. Okay, even though I feel like it would have to be kind of forced, I would like to recreate some of those jokes that we had.
Yeah.
Yep, I think that's kind of funny.
That'd be fair.
Actually, one more thing I would change is I would give you. I wish I had given you more time to play.
You heard it here first. He would have given me more time to play.
Mostly so I had more footage for edited episodes.
I'll take it.
No, also because I wish I had more footage of your deaths so I could make the death so I could actually make a whole. Because we have the running death counter, but
I only died in one.
you only died in 2 episodes, and in that second time you only died like maybe 3 or 4 times that episode.
And like only like one of them was really that funny. Or 2 of them was
No,
funny.
a couple of them are pretty funny.
Yeah.
The bats one was hilarious. The
Oh,
bee one was kind of funny.
The bee was my favorite.
And then the fact that you just threw yourself into a spike, that was kind of funny. It was the hallway scene. You either threw yourself into a spike or you jumped off the platform.
I think I jumped off. But that was the camera messing.
No, not in the first episode. It was in the one you found. Was that also camera?
It was camera being weird.
You always blame all of your deaths on cameras.
No, I was trying to run up to a wall, and then like instead of jumping over the wall, it jumped me off to the side.
I do remember that now. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Alright, what would I keep the same?
I would say, even though I didn't like how structured it was, I liked that we did get to all the main content.
Yeah, we got the stuff we got what we needed done.
Yeah. I just wanted more time for freedom outside of the main content. Because the world is so big.
Yeah.
And the fun of Breath of the Wild is the fact that like everything is interesting.
I think the issue was in the last 2 or 3 weeks of recording, we slowed down a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know what happened. It's just,
I think we just hit like a little bit of a burnout situation, or at least I did.
I know you definitely did, but like
I was only here for 4 sessions.
I think the issue was Matt was busy a lot those last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I
just started a new job.
Yeah, and you had started a new job, and Matt was busy, and I couldn't convince. I think it wasn't even then I couldn't record Breath of the Wild. So yeah, it was just we got busy. There are still some episodes I'd like to make. I might do those as streams. Cause like I want to do the side quests. I want to try and get the side quests done in each of the villages. I want to get Ganondorf's horse. There's a bunch of other stuff.
Did we not get Ganondorf's horse?
We never did.
Oh.
I was gonna that was the one I was going to name Devil. I just never got around to it. It was one of those things that
Yeah.
I do think also one of the fun things was being able to have more than just like the regular cast on for these like.
I really did appreciate those episodes. We got
Jonah and Alex.
We got Jonah and Alex, and that was a really fun episode. I want to try and do that more in the future.
Yeah.
I think I have some other people that I'm in talks to like come and play when we do more playthroughs.
Yeah.
Some of them might be more recurring than others. It just depends on availability and scheduling. But with that being said, what was your most memorable Eric moment, and then your most memorable Matt moment? Because I don't think I had many memorable moments. I was just kind of the one running it all.
Yeah.
I was more focused on getting it run. You two were more focused on making content.
Yeah. I think that's fair. My favorite Eric moment, even though the tower, like me racing to the tower, was triumphant, I don't think that was an Eric moment. That was a Matt moment.
That was a group moment that was just like the Three Stooges moment.
Me making it to that tower in that time.
That
was
whole episode was a Three Stooges moment.
Yeah.
I think my favorite Eric moment has to be.
Was I the boss basically to the Three Stooges?
I think so.
You might have been.
I think
you are, because I tried getting you to tell Eric what to do because you're the only rules that Eric sometimes respects.
That is true.
I then also tried getting Matt to make the rules because you had previously mentioned that you were scared of Matt.
That is also true.
Gosh.
I get threatened a lot.
You do.
But whatchamacallit?
It's fine. You deserve it. It's something.
Thank you. I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to be the one to say it.
Yeah.
Okay, not by me though, by my little brother.
Yeah.
He's the muscle here.
I love how
This
this.
clearly isn't the brains.
That's
No,
me.
not even. Put your hand down. Put that hand down.
My favorite
If
Eric.
it's Zelda brains, come on. Who's the one running this stuff?
If it's my
I
favorite.
wrote Breath of the Wild script while I was at work and didn't have a book in front of me just because I have that story memorized so well.
Yeah.
But actually trying to think of my favorite Eric moment. I think it would have to be the bees, Because I feel like that summed up so much of...
Yeah, didn't you take the whole camp out and then got killed by bees?
I took out the whole camp out, finished the shrine, walk out of the shrine, I'm like, okay, heading to the next one. Got chased by bees for 5 feet and died.
That is a pretty... Yeah.
I was like,
That's pretty Eric.
I was like, I showed great skill in like getting through that dungeon in pretty fast time.
You did pretty good.
And then immediately get taken out by bees.
Okay,
I was like, ugh.
Yeah, the keys.
No, the bees. He got killed by the keys and bees. It was the keys. The keys one was pretty funny.
The keys was pretty fun, but I think the bees.
I still don't know how you pulled it off. Did you accidentally hit Y twice?
No, so literally what happened was I climbed up the hill. I just climbed up next to them.
No, what happened was you. No, I remember exactly what happened. You killed a bokoblin up there.
No, so I killed off the. Oh, you're talking about the keys?
The keys, the bees, or the bats.
Yeah.
You killed the bokoblin, and then you swung again and broke the chest.
I broke the chest, which broke the obliterator.
And that was the second use of the obliterator, because it was going to take too long to recharge, and then the bats came and killed you.
Well, I was just too distracted to even pay attention to the bats. I was like, what just happened?
No, I think the funniest part of that is when you got to that area, Jonah's like, he's going to die to the bats.
I was thinking it too.
Yeah.
I think everyone was
we were all thinking it, but someone actually
I think
called it.
I think
it was Jonah called. Jonah
Yeah,
was like, he's going to die to the bats, and so lo and behold, you died to the bats.
That one I also feel like was not totally fair. Only because I was like still like dazed and confused by the fact the obliterator broke.
It didn't break. You just used up both charges.
Yeah.
It just needed some time to recharge.
But I didn't expect that from the chest.
Yeah. I did learn later that day that wooden chests do break. You can actually break wooden chests.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can break them with not just the obliterator. You can break them with other weapons too.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
But I'm just like, I was just still like in shock from that. I'm like, did that just happen? And then the bees came in. I'm like, I wasn't even paying attention. I was too confused.
All right. What would you say your favorite Matt moment is, or was? I got one, but I don't know. I don't even know.
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of any comedic moments. He obviously is very good at the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got this rerun
I
strats.
just think it's funny that how many times he failed the bomb.
That was pretty amusing.
Like, kept on trying to do it. It's still.
I still love that. Neither of us could get we never really got bomb wiggling down, but we couldn't. Like, neither of us could even do the setup fully. I had to start the setup, and he had to be the one to finish it.
Yeah, you somehow were like 50.
But it was never consistent, because like he would try to set it up to do the first half, and then he'd hand it to me, and I'd do it first try. But then I would try doing it. I couldn't do the first half. I handed it to him. He would do the first half, and then I could do the second half.
That's weird.
It was really stupid. I don't know what was up with that, but
yeah, I really couldn't tell you what was up.
Oh, I just remembered. This was also another good moment. Not Matt moment, but I did love the blue torch in Akala.
that
Y'all wanted to glitch
we
that?
did, and it would have taken much longer. And you're right. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, and I was just like, I'm gonna do it the dev intended way, and you guys got so mad, and I was like, okay, now you can do the glitch method.
And Matt couldn't do it.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that one. That was kind of funny.
that was a good moment as well.
I think
and you guys were surprised that I was able to do it.
we actually were. I do remember us being.
Again,
Because you got chased around by that guardian.
You nearly died to that guardian like 3 times.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
You almost did.
Yeah. We say almost for a reason.
I don't think I got hit by him, did I?
No, you didn't, but you came very close.
You were very close.
But I didn't, because I have skills.
You survived by pure luck.
Yeah, no, I'm like, you were just barely moving out of the way. It was luck that you didn't get it.
I'm just saying I'm not terrible at games. I can do...
That first episode says otherwise. I'm sorry.
You guys didn't give me a shield, and I probably should have grabbed a horse, but I didn't think about grabbing a horse.
You could have gone and fought in any bokoblin camp to get a shield.
I could have, but there wasn't any in my direction.
You had to have passed one to get off the Great Plateau.
Yeah, they literally told you there's a
Yeah, I was
horse
already off the
there.
plateau, though.
No, you started the episode on the plateau.
Yes, but I was already off by the time I was determined to get that tower.
You still could have grabbed.
I could've.
There's a lot of could have shouldas.
I could have, but also I don't think you guys would have let me.
I think they would have let you.
Well, if you had explained what you were doing, we probably would have been fine with it.
No, because then you would have just been like, you can't parry, which... I never did parry on camera, but I have parried off camera.
You didn't. I still find it ridiculous that we had to yell at. We had to actually yell at you to heal up. You were at like a quarter heart fighting a bokoblin camp. We had to scream at you to heal up.
We had like no healing items.
We did. You just weren't using them.
No, we had like a pepper and like a
We had 3
single
peppers
steak.
and a steak. Yeah, but you still had a quarter heart and weren't healing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 3 hearts doesn't do anything.
You were going to die at your next hit and you were still fighting the camp. You were in the middle of fighting the camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 3 hearts. 1 hit from bokoblin is 3 hearts.
No, it's not. You had the phantom armor on. You would have been fine.
I forgot I had the phantom armor.
It's only the only reason I know is because I've watched the edited video like 10 times. I bet you show it a lot.
I don't know if I have the phantom. Okay.
Yeah, you went to the Coliseum.
Oh, that's right. I was like, I don't remember getting that when I was at the tower.
Yeah, you got it
Yeah.
after. Alright. So we did running joke. We did most memorable Erik moment.
Well, also, okay, so there's Matt moment, which I don't think I ever said Matt moment. But I also wasn't here for most of Matt.
I think the Matt trying to do the item smuggling and blowing himself up because the blue fire lights the bomb.
Yeah.
That was a pretty funny Matt moment.
That was pretty good.
Alright.
Just because, again, I think my favorite Erik moment was me pulling a Matt. I think my favorite Matt moment was Matt pulling a me.
Alright, what would you say?
Oh, and the one time when Matt commented, "Oh gosh, I sound like Erik."
Oh, that was actually really fun. That was probably my favorite me moment. Was because I was like, what were you in? Oh, you were. I was like, no. You were like, all right, comment if you want me to play again. I'm like, I'm gonna turn off the comments on this episode. And you're like, comment in the first episode. And then I'm turning off the comments in all the episodes. He's like, what? Are you just gonna turn off the comments on every episode? I'm like, what? Are you challenging me? Wait, hold on. I'm turning into Erik.
Okay.
Yeah, I made sure to get that one subtitled in the edited episode.
What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's at the end of the episode. We were going through the path to
Yeah.
Kakariko. I also did find it hilarious that you're like, I climbed into Kakariko the first time. Like, no, you don't get to have fun. You just have to go to Kakariko. You're not allowed to have fun anymore.
I did not mean to discover Kakariko at all when I played it.
That's
I literally was just climbing through the mountains, and I'm
Yeah.
like, there's a town here. I didn't know there was a path.
Yeah.
I just climbed into it. I'm like, okay.
That's fair. All right, what would you say is your favorite episode?
I was only here for a few of them.
I mean, we're here for most of them. We only played 4 of them.
Yeah. I don't think there's any good ones.
I have one that I think you're gonna pick, but the reason you pick it came after the episode ended.
Was the one that I played?
It was the one you played, yeah?
Because I think of the ones I played, it was probably the heat stroke.
No.
No?
I was gonna say I thought you were gonna. Oh, no, that's a good one. I thought you were gonna pick the one hit challenge because I actually said you were good at the game at the end of the episode.
No, that one was fun to play through.
Yeah,
But I don't think necessarily think it was like my favorite of like
that's fair.
recording.
I think the only reason I would say it was a good. I appreciated that recording was because we had 6 people and we were playing the game.
Yeah, it was really fun with the big group there. I think it was probably my best gameplay.
It was by far your best gameplay.
Yeah. So I actually got to show off like I'm not total trash.
Yeah.
But
And
it's
I
still
gave you a compliment at the end.
yeah, and it's still pretty comedic. I think.
Yeah,
Still
it
had
was
some
funny.
good. But I think overall, like even though I had heat stroke at the time, looking back at it, I think the heat stroke Terrytown was
That was
pretty
pretty good. I will give you credit on that one.
good. I'm trying to think of one that I didn't play that was my favorite. This is where just my memory like fails me because I feel like when I'm not playing like
You're less invested. I get what you're. Yeah, I get what you're going for.
so like I can remember like individual like jokes.
Yeah.
I can't think of like what were we even doing that episode like
Yeah, I would say my favorite episode. That's a tough one.
I think for me it was the first 2-hour episode we did because we were just kind of chilling.
Yeah, that was a pretty chill. I
I wasn't
actually
there.
You weren't there. It was when it was.
It was
Right after.
We were doing it late at
No,
night.
it wasn't. It was right after we did our training montage, and we so it was basically we did the Divine Beast, and then we did just another hour of messing around. I think we were trying to learn how to do
Yeah, you were trying to learn
wombiggling.
Yeah.
So there's like a good 30 minutes of us trying to figure out wombiggling before we just gave up and continued doing something. I think we made Taloran and we cut the episode.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. I mean, we didn't do much. It was I remember like having an issue with the fact that we kept being quiet for bits, but I also think that's a good episode to put on when you're not doing much.
Yeah.
Oh, I think one episode I really liked was the Von Meadow.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I think one
I technically did play in that one too, but I only did the boss. But watching Matt doing the dungeon was also...
Yeah, watching Matt do the dungeon until I took the controller from him and finished it because he couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, that was a pretty good time.
I love how I keep making him do the dungeons, except for he's not good at puzzles and doesn't like doing them, and I'm the one that likes puzzles and don't know why I just didn't do it.
Yeah, you should have done the dungeons.
We should have swapped. Yeah, no, he did the dungeons and fought the bosses. I should have done the dungeons and let him fight the bosses.
Yeah. Matt's really good at the combat of this.
I actually was surprised at how decent I did Mazukoshi's fight.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
For having never seen it.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you're bad. I'm just like Matt's like.
I also think that doing that episode where we did the DLC Divine Beast and fought Mazukoshi, I think that's one of my favorite episodes because A, it was the first time I've ever seen it. B, it was actually it had been spoiled for me that there was a Divine Beast in there.
I didn't know there was a Divine Beast. I knew about the monk fight.
I knew about the monk fight. I knew Matt had accidentally let it slip that there was a Divine Beast in there.
I didn't.
But yeah, you didn't, so I got to see your reaction to it. But I didn't know anything about it.
I love how I was solving these puzzles like backseat gaming, and you would like, Eric, shut up, and each time I was like, I told you what the answer was.
Yeah, I was trying to get you to shut up so I could figure it out on my own.
But like, you wouldn't even like try my option at all. You're just like, it can't be.
Because what's fun in a puzzle if you give them the answer?
But I didn't know it either. I was just like watching
I do that
intuitively.
to Matt is because I know Matt doesn't like puzzles and appreciates just getting the answer so we can get through it. I like struggling to find the answer, even though you were usually right, and I'll give you credit for that. I wanted to be the one to figure it out.
Yeah.
Also, the one that I can remember was the rotation puzzle. The reason I didn't do it is because it felt like there was so little of a difference it wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, I saw that one. I'm like, I'm pretty sure.
I can see it in hindsight. It's just it looked like there was such a little.
Well,
difference.
because there was so little difference that you needed. So I'm like, oh.
But it looked like it was. I know it wasn't. It wasn't that big of a gap, but it looked like it was still too small to make that difference.
No. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, and when I say I was giving him the answers, I had never seen this before.
No,
I was seeing it like as fresh as Matt was, more fresh than Matt was.
I was just the reason I was ignoring it is because I was grumpy that you were giving me answers.
Yeah. And I don't want people thinking I was like looking it up or had a guide.
No.
I just intuited the answer.
And I didn't mean to imply that either.
Yeah.
No, it's just I wanted to use what came to my head first.
I was just faster.
You were a little faster, and sometimes I was kind of thinking it was like, no, I'm not going to do it because Eric mentioned it. Now I want to try my other options first. But I really did appreciate that. I think the final episode I really liked. Also that episode with Mazukoshi is one of my favorites because I had seen the picture. I don't think I saw the full memory before, and that is one of my favorite memories in the game because it is so lore building and you get to see them actually. It's one of the very few memories you see them as a unit working or as a group. And
not working, but
interacting as a group. Because
you have Vivaldi trash talking Link at the ceremony, and that's about it.
Well, yeah, you have, but in the appointment ceremony, there are two groups. There's Zelda talking to Link, and you have the four champions on the side. They don't interact with each other, so that doesn't really count. The only other one that comes to mind is the memory when Ganon is revived, and even then, it's not. They're talking to each other, but it's not the same. It's not like the first memory. There's not a sense of unity with the team. It's just like, oh shit, everything's going down. All right, bye.
Yeah.
I don't know. That memory makes the game a lot sadder in my eyes, because you can see that they were a team. And they cared about each other.
Vivaldi had murder in his eyes, but besides Vivaldi.
But and it's really sweet that you then hang the picture up in your house at the end.
That's cool.
I really appreciate that. I think that's really sweet.
Yeah. I thought the fanfare to the bike was really dumb.
I thought that was hilarious.
I thought it was funny, but I'm just like, all of this for a bike.
But it it makes sense. It's the one piece of ancient technology you really get to interact with. In control.
But
I get it.
Yeah,
it's a bike. I hated it.
No, I don't know how I'm trying to explain this. it wasn't that I was expecting there to be more content. It was literally just the cutscene of the entire like floating base transforming and changing shape into the bike. Which like I
Not
know that
even
there was
the bike. It was a pedestal to rise out for the
Also,
bike.
yeah.
Also, what do you find so odd about Link riding a bike? He had ridden a bike before even Breath of the Wild had come out.
What?
Yeah, Mario Kart 8.
Oh, Mario Kart 8.
I knew exactly where he was going with this. I'm like, no, don't you dare.
Because Mario Kart 8 DLC is canon to the Zelda timeline.
Did they add the Master Cycle Zero?
Yes, they did.
They did?
Yeah.
Makes sense. So I mean, like originally,
They also added Breath of the Wild Link as well.
I hated the Master Cycle Zero before I tried the DLC, and before I learned more, like I went more in depth with the lore. Like that was back when I hated the 10,000 year time skip. Which I still am not the biggest fan of, like, but I've come to accept it more.
Yeah.
Like I still don't like that. It's not even 10,000. It is more than 10,000 years since Ocarina of Time.
I mean, hey, if they put a game in there at least.
You could put several. It would be
You could
so easy.
You could duplicate the timeline like 3 times over.
I want
With just the Breath of the Wild timeline.
with the length of the Breath of the Wild timeline. That's probably. I wouldn't. I almost want to say. Not Skyward Sword maybe, because like I'm pretty sure there's a lot of time between Skyward Sword and Minish Cap.
Why don't we have more games in that time gap?
Exactly. I don't know. But I think like from Minish Cap to any of the ends of timelines is probably still shorter than the distance between Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild.
I don't. So here's my thing with the Breath of the Wild as a whole. I think they really just wanted to say it is separate.
It is. It's its own. I'm saying it. I'm genuinely putting it in its own timeline.
Well, yeah. I think Nintendo.
It's a fourth branch to me.
I think Nintendo hates the timeline.
Oh fuck it.
I think if they could get rid of the timeline, they could. But
they probably are trying to.
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to.
I think that's why they kind of soft reset.
Yeah, so I think that's why they said, oh, there's 10,000 years, so, anything could happen, and it's under any timeline you want. I think that's them just saying, like, if we could just erase this whole thing, we could, but we brought that cat out of the bag, and we can't put the cat back in the bag at this point.
Well, it's because they had to justify it for Skyward Sword.
Well, also the issue with that is because it references every timeline. That's the big issue.
But I think that's also partly why they did that, was because they want to be like,
they wanna,
we don't care. Like, it's...
I think it's also their way of saying, hey, sorry that this game took so long to come out.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this the most, like, reference-heavy Zelda game out there.
Yeah, so I really don't think they intended anything for that 10,000 year gap. I think people hype that 10,000 year gap too much. I think that's them just saying, this is removed from...
my issue with it is that they went from Ocarina of Time's technology to a futuristic society, but backwards. That's what frustrated me. Is that
I think that's the point of saying we don't care.
Yeah, no, it's them saying we don't care. I know, but I would rather.
I just want to make what's interesting.
They want to make what's interesting. I just want that game of them in the futuristic society with the 10,000 year conflict.
Yeah, I don't think Nintendo.
We're never gonna get that.
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever intend that.
I want that so bad. I want to see what that society looked like.
I mean, Zelda has been trying to go to space since the first game.
Oh, yeah.
The NES game was supposed to be in space.
You think we'll ever get a Zelda
It'd be
game?
cool if we finally actually do.
But Breath of the Wild was going to be in space for a little bit.
You know what? Now I'm just imagining. Imagine a Hyrule, but it's like New Donk City from Odyssey.
That would actually be kind of dope.
I think that'd be kind of cool.
But yeah, I
just make sure Link is the same size as the people. Because
no, that's what I meant. Like not but like more. It's an actual city, like a real life city with cars and people. And
a modern Zelda would actually be kind of interesting.
Oh no!
So cool.
Link in Shibuya runs its sword. Oh no!
No, stop that. Shame on you. No.
We're talking modern as just an aesthetic, not as an actual reference to actual places.
Yeah, it's just. No, I
can imagine Link in Shibuya waking up in Shibuya.
No, I'm just imagining instead of a boat, Link just gets a gun. It's just
that would be so dope.
They would just given a gun instead of a bow and arrow.
Master Gun Zero.
That would actually be kind of funny. Like, no, he still has, the Master Sword. It's not even like an upgrade Master. It's just the Master Sword. There may be maybe to upgrade it fully, it gets like a laser thing, like it's a laser sword at the end.
Yeah.
No, it becomes a gun sword.
Yeah, it's Squall's. I was gonna say it's Squall's sword from Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes.
No, but forget about the gun. Give Link a Gundam. Mecha Link.
I mean, is that
I
not
mean-
the Divine Beast Star?
I mean, also if the people of Monolith Soft are working on it, the people
Yeah.
with like if you want to wonder why there are so many mecha things in Xenoblade Chronicles, it's because the people who run Monolith Soft really love like mecha
Is
stuff.
that not what the Divine Beasts are? They're giant mechas, basically.
Yeah, we could get Link Mecha. I'm down.
That would actually be kind of cool. It's like, no, but like, okay, hear me out. Link, it's like the Divine Beast, but you actually get to control it to fight. Like it's like a slugfest with a giant Divine Beast fighting Claimed Again. Tell me that kind of would. It'd be stupid as hell, but I could see it kind of being a little cool.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Alright.
I'm down.
Alright. What were we talking about?
I don't know. I was gonna bring up a PS2 game. That,
No, let's stick to Zelda.
Yeah.
We
Well,
can
the
go
PS2 game is mecha related, but
No, let's stick to Zelda.
Elizabeth Cross.
yeah, Robotech.
Yeah, the one that's technically the cross.
Yeah.
Just
I think it's called Robotech Battle Cry or something like that.
Alright, what would you say is the least favorite episode of yours? Let's ask this last question and we can wrap it up.
The last one.
Really?
It was. I wanted redemption.
Oh, yeah, that's why you don't like it. Alright, the reason I have an issue with that last episode is because I love the titles so much that I came up. I had two titles, and I liked both of them.
You had to choose one.
I had to choose one. So I had two titles I came up with. So the first, for content, so the title that we have is the Terror of 10,000 Years, Claimed Again. Fantastic title. I really like that. I think it's a really good.
Yeah.
But the first episode is titled The Adventure Begins. I really wanted our last episode of Breath of the Wild to be titled The Adventure Ends. So it starts and finishes on the same note.
I mean, you're still going to like.
If we have wrap-up episodes, I will make that last episode The Adventure Ends. But
Yeah.
if we don't, it kind of frustrates me that I couldn't end it on The Adventure End because I like the Terror of 10,000 Years Claimed Again so much.
You know, there's no good way of doing it. I wish
There
we could
really
split
isn't.
split that last episode into two, but you couldn't
No,
split that.
So my idea is if I do another if we do wrap-up episodes, we'll end the game. The last thing we do in the game will be fight Claimed Again and again, just for a wrap-up.
Yeah.
Get the clothing in the Great Plateau, and then cut it, and that's it.
Do you put it on the clothing from the Great Plateau? Because that would be
That's
pants.
where you
It'd be
break
the end
the
of
note.
pants.
That's where I break. No. We put the well-worn trousers on, and then the recording cuts out, and that's how it ends.
Yeah.
yeah, that's how you end it.
We gotta cut this out of the discussion so that way no one
Oh
knows
yeah.
what time it is.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
This episode I might just keep this episode till the end then.
Yeah,
Just make
till
sure
you
you backed it
finish-
up on
finish.
like 5 different drives.
Alright, well. Alright, if I'm keeping it till the end, then I can finally explain what all of the.
Training montages for.
Yeah.
Or I could just say that was a joke and no one.
Nah. Let's
Just keep it for the end.
just keep it for the very end.
Now I need an actual episode to go up soon. Though, anyways, I want to do another.
We'll work it out.
All right. So if we're gonna we'll talk about the training montages. So the first one we did was Full Hearts Full Stamina.
Which I knew. So I've seen this done before
I'll explain.
online.
I'll explain how it works.
I just didn't think you would do that.
Yeah, I wanted the Master Sword by the time I wanted the Master Sword by the time we went into the first Divine Beast, and I didn't want to work for it. So I just said, hey I told Matt's like, hey, you know anything way we can get it quicker? He's like, yeah, I got it. What I really should have done just to mess with you more would have been the glitch where you rest next to the Master Sword, and then when you wake up you spam A and you just pick it up. I should have done that.
I do know that.
And then, so you would have seen the Master Sword in the first episode without the hearts needed to have it. That would have been a little confusing. And then the next time you came, do Full Hearts Full Stamina, just to confuse you even more.
That probably would have confused me. Well, so I actually knew about the campfire one.
Yeah.
I feel like I actually would have been less shocked by the campfire one.
No, but I also would not have hyped it up as much. I would have just seen how long it took you to recognize me in the Master. The Master Sword would sit in our inventory unequipped, and I just wanted to see how long it would take you to recognize
figured out
that we
had
had
it.
the Master Sword in the inventory.
That would have been funny.
I think
That would've been really
that's
funny.
one thing I would change. I think that's
Yeah.
one of my big changes I would make, because that would have been.
I mean, I can't say
hilarious.
I would change that because I wasn't responsible for
Yeah,
it.
I will take.
but
I will make that one.
That would have
That's
been a
one
fun
I
change.
Are you planning on tackling the Trial of the Sword, or?
We don't. That could be the
I can
last
explain
wrap-up
the-
episode.
Yeah, I'll explain what was supposed to happen with that, and so yeah, all right. Trial of the Master Sword. That's a video that we've tried. I have the beginning half of that episode. So basically,
I've never beat the first round of it.
The way the episode was supposed to play out was I started the episode. I did an attempt of the Trial of the Master Sword, and then I died. And then it was supposed to hard cut to us ending the Trial of the Master Sword fully, like no explanation. So basically, I kind of do like I was gonna have someone edit it for me, where it's like staticking in and out, and you'd have like like the emergency broadcast where it's just like a bunch of colors, and then staticky again, and then it would just come back in with us. I'd probably overlay the Song of Time while it's doing that, because that would have been like the visualization of a training montage.
Yeah. It
would have just been staticky. Song of Time starts playing, the like emergency warning, like from the TVs goes on. The static kind of fades out. Static starts and fades out again. The Song of Time ends, and we come back to us just in the last room getting the last upgrade. That was my idea for the episode. So the way we did that was you would get skew outside of the trial. You'd go in, you'd clip through the wall, and you had to do that 3 separate times to clip through enough. You had to go through each ending once.
Yeah.
And then you get that. That was my idea for the episode.
Yeah. So I knew about this glitch as well, actually, and I've tried it on my own, and I could never get.
Skew is really hard.
Yeah, I could never get the skew.
Skew's not hard to get. It's just hard once you have it. It's hard to use it.
Yeah.
Actually, now I still have to go back and explain the glitch for Infinite Full Hearts with Stamina, because it's actually this is one of the few glitches I was able to do myself.
Yeah, I actually knew about this glitch. I knew about this glitch. I knew about this exact one.
It's a pain in the ass. So basically what you do...
And I'm mad that I didn't realize that was what you guys did.
You sell all of your hearts and stamina to the thing in Nintendo, to the cursed statue in Nintendo. You save your game. You go into the apparatus statue in the village. I can't remember what the glitch is called, but it's a weird camera glitch where you're in third person, you're moving around while on the camera. Then you activate the apparatus, and then if you do it right, you can't view memories, and that's how you did it. So then you reload the save file from when you sold it, you buy it back, and there's a lot of reloading saves. I can't remember the full thing, but it's really complicated, and I still don't fully understand how it works.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't make sense, but
I think so. What I'm guessing is when you glitch into the apparatus, it makes like it auto saves like your stats.
Yeah.
And then when you reload it overwrites those current stats with the stats that it had saved from the glitch from the apparatus. That's the only understanding I can come from it.
Maybe.
But that was confusing. All right. So then the next glitch we did was the money one, which is actually really, really simple.
That one was.
Did I ever show you how to do it?
Yeah, you showed me like after one of the streams. You literally just dropped a bunch of items and then just talked to one person.
So what you do is you overload your inventory, which to do that you have to have a bunch of multi-shot bows and electric arrows, and you're gonna have it so the arrow is showing, resting out of the bow, and then you're gonna drop the item, you're gonna drop the bow, equip a new one, exit the menu, open the menu, drop it, and so on and so forth.
I think you do it with shields.
No, it's supposed. And then we were selling the shield in our pack. So after you overload the inventory, you equip a piece of Royal Guard weapon, shield, whatever. And then there's this lady at the Riverside Stable who, after you do her quest to give her one in the first place, you can sell it to her. You can give it to her, and she'll give you either a ruby, a sapphire, or a topaz. And if you overload your inventory, she will think you are giving it to her and give you the reward, but she'll never actually take it from your inventory. So if you spam A for long enough, that's free money, baby.
It's free money.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, plane.
God?
That is a low plane.
Air base is
Yeah, but hey, it's a little early, whatever. Anyways.
Was it cloudy? It might be. It doesn't look too cloudy.
It sounds really low.
No, it's the jets.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I was here a couple days ago and they weren't this low.
It might have been passenger, not jet.
No, it was the jet. It was at like 11, and it's low enough that it is the jets.
Okay.
It's a little early for the jets to come flying back. Whatever. Not a problem.
It's 2:30.
Anyways, as I was saying, yeah,
It's 2:30.
Yeah, we've been going for an hour and 44.
Time is wild.
What was I talking? Oh, I was explaining all the glitches.
I got here at 11 today.
Yeah, you did, and we didn't do anything for like an hour or two. So, okay, so then we did the infinite money glitch, and then we had a glitch that we never actually did much with. It was the Korok one. We never actually did much with it.
I surprisingly was the best at it.
You were, and I'm kind of impressed by that.
Yeah. Like, they were like, Eric, do not mess this up, don't mess this up. And I just, like, got, like, 10, like...
It is by far the simplest glitch. It is just the easiest mess up.
Yeah, it's, like, simplest in concept, but hard to execute.
Yeah. Like, these guys were struggling for, like,
30
minutes.
Matt actually got it pretty decently. I was the one that just wasn't great at it, and I just didn't give it.
Matt was a little bit better, but, like, both of you, like, it took... What, I think between the two of you it was like 30 minutes and you got like 5?
No. Matt was getting like...
Well, this might be after I left.
Yeah.
But like before I left, you just handed it to me. First try I got one and I got like 10 within like 3 minutes.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any other major glitches we did. We did item dupe a couple times. That's how we got the Fierce Deity armor to full. Was we did item duping.
Wait, how did that go?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't Fierce Deity. It was the Diamond Circlet. The Diamond Circlet. The reason we got that to full was because we duped stars once or twice.
I don't know what you mean by full.
Like upgraded it to full.
Oh, okay.
So we were duping stars because you need to give the fairies stars to upgrade certain stuff. I'm still frustrated that I spent 2 hours farming stars, got nothing, and within the first 10 minutes of me handing you the controller, you had one spawn.
I didn't grab it.
I told you not to. It was too deep into Hyrule Field. You never would have been able to get to it.
That sounds like a challenge, and I take that personally.
And this is why you don't get your redemption episode.
Dang it.
All right. I'm trying to think if there's any other major glitches we did. I think the one thing I did take away from this playthrough is I got really good at the combat. Because I went from never being able to fight Lionels to very easily being able to fight them. It's all in the perfect dodges, or the flurry rushes.
I still don't think I can do Lionels.
It's all in flurry rushes. It's really simple once you learn how to flurry rush.
Yeah. I know how, but like Lionel timing, I've just never learned.
Lionel, actually, I say Lionels are probably one of the easier things to fight in the game because it's such a pattern to fight them. Like they hit like a truck and they have 1.5 million health points. But once you get their pattern down, they're so much easier to fight than most other, like, the goblins are not hard, but they're just annoying.
I forget, does Flurry Rush take
ability? I don't believe so, but I can't. No, it does. It definitely does, yeah.
It does? Okay.
It does. I've had weapons break in the middle of them, it's kind of annoying. I think it's the shield parries that don't.
Yeah, if you perfect parry, it doesn't take durability.
Yeah,
if you mess a parry, then...
Yeah, if you screw up a parry, pretty much any weapon, any shield besides the Hylian shield is toast.
Yeah. Well,
or the ancient shield, because that's really good.
Yeah.
Because that auto parries, but it auto parries, but it also uses durability.
We're talking about lasers or just in general?
Lasers, guardian beams.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I've said my piece for this episode.
Yeah. Otherwise, I do. Final thoughts, I guess, for you, Eric.
Well, was the normal question for you?
Yeah, I've asked all the important ones.
Yeah.
I can't. There was one or two I skipped over. So, like, what was your least favorite part of the playthrough? I mean, obviously.
I think we kind of covered.
Yeah,
that,
we covered that with other questions.
Yeah. So
what was your least favorite episode we did? You said it was the final episode.
Yeah.
But like that was. Do you have a real answer besides because you didn't get your redemption?
I didn't get my redemption.
I mean, it's not a bad answer. It's just, is there any other episode you would consider?
I think the first episode was kind of rough in general.
Yeah, I would say mine is definitely the third episode.
Yeah.
But that was a lesson we needed to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just some things that you have to learn by
Also,
doing.
it was a very, like, there was nothing in that episode. Basically, we left Kakariko, we went to Hateno, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't do much else.
Yeah, that's why, because I wasn't here for quite a few of them. And so I'm trying to think, like, I think the first episode was kind of rough, because like I said, like, we weren't really paying attention to the game at all besides Matt.
And we also needed to figure out what we were doing.
Yeah, we didn't know what field we wanted to go for. Like,
it's definitely a thing that I think we got better with.
Oh, we did. I think if you look at the first episode to the last episode, there's a much marked increase in, like, I also think the issue with the last episode is that there was nothing to talk about in the gameplay. It was so easy.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? I don't remember that fight being so freaking easy.
Yeah, no.
It was just because I got good at the game, I guess.
Yeah.
I think there's a reason that sometimes speedrunners will just end their runs when they get to Dark Beast, because like at that point you're done basically.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like you have
Yo,
to
maybe
purposely try to die in that fight.
I don't know, but maybe like as like a challenge thing next run, like we still do like the story and whatnot, but just as like a thing before we start tackling any actual story stuff, we go in and try and challenge it without.
Oh, I also do think for sure next time when we play this game again, no full hearts full stamina. We gotta be if we're gonna upgrade, we're doing it.
Yeah,
shrines.
do it. Do it legit.
That was the another issue is we barely touched shrines, and that kind of was frustrating. Cause like that's a whole part of the game we just skipped.
Yeah.
I think the most times we did shrines was the DLC because those were mandatory shrines.
Yeah. No, we did the 4 on screen. We did like the 2 that I did, and then
You actually didn't do one of them.
oh yeah, well yeah.
Actually, you did 3. You did 3. You did 3 shrines. You did the one that you couldn't do. You did the 2 on the path, and you were able to.
Well, I did those 2 on those. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I still don't know how the physics in that game worked. Because you were using the ice, you clipped the ball with the ice, and it should have pushed it forward.
Yeah, it should have.
Even then, it should have killed some of its forward momentum to push it outwards, but it still somehow landed.
Yeah, I don't get how that would work either. Also, I did just remember another good bit from the one-hit challenge with me removing all of the spikes and obstacles only to drop the ball on my head. Like I actually big brained that only
you did,
to
and you messed it up, and then you just ran through it and did it.
Yeah. That was another experience.
At the same time, both really funny to watch, but also somewhat infuriating.
Yeah. No, it was infuriating to me because I'm like, seriously, after all that work and big braining it, making sure that like I could do this, I just bonked my head.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought I was safe. I wasn't trying to.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I know you were trying.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, I think that's about it.
I think this is
just overall thoughts. For a first playthrough,
so much better than the Skyward Sword playthrough that never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly. I think we can really attest that to A, we were in person. B, I was so freaking strict about the fact that we couldn't eat. Like I made sure that like I yelled at people who even thought about bringing food into this room while we were recording.
I think I had food at one point, but
and I yelled at you.
Well, I think we made sure to eat in between.
Yeah, we ate in between, and like, I saw you had food one day, and I'm like, if you so much as touch that food during this recording, I will kill you. And
yeah,
no, you didn't. You didn't touch it. And that's because you're still alive.
Oh.
I probably would have actually punched you, because that is the genuine reason I unlisted those videos, is because I was trying to edit out the eating because it was so annoying to listen to, and I couldn't edit it out because it was skipping a bunch of lore stuff. And I just like I'm not gonna listen to this. I can't edit it.
Hey dude, food porn ASMR, it's a thing. People into it.
Yeah,
I have
playthrough stuff.
I don't remember what it's called, but it's, the thing where it's like hearing people eat drives like actually physically makes you angry. Like chewing, like the sound of chewing makes me actually
mastication.
Angry. Yeah, no, that's what chewing is. Yeah. No, like just chewing.
I just know that the food eating ASMR videos are just called mukbangs, but yeah.
Nope, not doing that. Nope, stop that.
No, I know. I wouldn't recommend it either.
But yeah, I think
don't want to even be closely associated.
I think my last thoughts. I think overall the playthrough was pretty good. I think a lot of it was just the energy of being in person.
Yeah, I think
we're gonna have a very interesting challenge now that we're all kind of being separated again.
I think it'll work. I also think the issue is none of us were like super invested in the Skyward Sword.
That is also true.
I think it really felt like from what I remember, it kind of felt like we were just phoning it in.
Yeah. Well, it's also just the areas are so long. Getting through.
It's like there are more. I think that's also the reason that the original idea for Destiny Everlasting was we were gonna play the games in timeline and order, and I'm glad we decided to not do that.
Yeah, but 2 would be.
That
10 years old by the time we got to it.
Also, because there are games that I don't want to play. Like, I'll admit it. There are some Zelda games that I have no interest in playing.
Yeah.
Like, Zelda 2, we may get one episode. That may be a Dark Cloud where we get one episode and then.
I want one more episode of Dark Cloud. I want to just get to the boss of the first dungeon, not necessarily.
That'll be an online one then.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be at this point.
It's got to be at this point, yeah.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I don't know.
I
Minish
want to-
Cap I'm excited for.
I also want to do Dark Cloud 2 because it is a lot better
Yeah,
than Dark
try
Cloud 1.
it. Minish
Yeah,
Cap I'm
no, like
excited
you could
for.
probably just like just say like a let's try for Dark Cloud and then try Dark Cloud 2 and see how it goes.
Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks, Ocarina, Majora, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker. I'm all excited for those. I'm willing to try Link's Awakening, the Switch version. The Oracle themes. And, Link Between Worlds. Yep, I'm really excited for that one. That's a good one.
So the Oracle games, are they the same length?
I don't think you can even technically do the full story because you need to link the game somehow. I don't know how to do that. I'll have to look it up.
I don't know how to do that over emulation, but I was gonna say it'd be very interesting to base those two
What's
games.
an emulator? There's no emulator.
We own all these games and are playing them on
actually
authentic
do.
hardware. Oh yeah.
I own most of them.
Oh well, then you have no problem doing that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
No. I own Spirit Tracks. I own Phantom Hourglass. I own several.
I mean, I've talked about my rules for emulation, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm like, it's the company has to no longer be making money from it,
Yep. Exactly.
and also be willing to support if they ever re-release.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's my rules for emulating.
Can
Like, if I'm
you
gonna
imagine
emulate.
without I don't even think like they have to be a complete overhaul of Phantom Hourglass if they're gonna redo it
Yeah.
because of the fact that it's built with the touchscreen in mind.
Yeah.
Like, which I'd be so down for. Like that is probably my biggest weakness with the game is that
An Oracle remake would be interesting though.
you would. But I really want to see an HD Phantom
Oh,
Hourglass.
the other rule is if you own it, then
That's
you can.
owning its version. Yeah,
Yeah.
I own most of the games.
Yeah. So how the law works? Well, it depends on where you live, but how the basic law works is you're buying a license to the game when you buy the game, and you can do whatever you want with that license. So if you want to put the ROM on your computer, you're allowed to put the ROM on your computer, and you're allowed to do whatever you want. Like, free reign for you to do. So, like, if you own the game, you're allowed to own the ROM of it, and you're allowed to do whatever you want with it.
Cool.
So
That's good. Good to know. Alright.
check your local laws. That's generally generally how it works.
There's a big difference between
Generally, that's how it works. Where if you own it, you're owning not just the physical disc, but the license
Yeah.
to use it, and you get to use it how you see fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Otherwise, I think that's about it.
With that, I think that'll do it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back next
Oh,
week.
and be sure to check out the playthrough.
Oh yeah. Also, all of this is on our second channel, Otaku Oasis Plays. Make sure to check that out if you want to see
It's in our
what we're
channels
talking
tab
about.
up
It's on our
front.
channels tab.
Yeah.
Also,
We'll
Please.
probably also link it under.
and follow Eric. Go to Eric's channel, Erik Watkin.
Yeah, Erik Watkin.
Linked in the description below.
And you can find Matt on Twitter.
Yep. You can find me at twitch.tv/JeeringKing. I don't stream a lot, but I
Yeah, I
do
haven't
try to
streamed.
every now and then.
I'm gonna try streaming. Me and Josh, or maybe just me. Depends on if
I should
the
be
schedules work.
I should be good for it.
We're probably doing AI Somnium Files, the first one.
Yeah.
Sometime within the next month, maybe.
Yeah.
So, that'll be on my channel, Erik Watkin.
All right. Well. Bye bye.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.